diamond from gold. Maybe you are something I cannot define. Maybe you are the fallen kind. I leave there with violence, the silent side of me. We see where fire starts to breathe. When I would lay in silence, the voice inside of me made me use my mind right. Use my mind right. Use my mind right.
We're gonna burn it down. Burn it down. We're gonna burn it down. Burn it down. I killed it, it's murder. I killed it, it's murder. I killed it, it's murder. I killed it, it's murder.
I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker.
Show them. Change the station with a new shit. Show them. Change the station with a new shit. Change the station. Change the station. Change the station with a new shit. With a new shit. Change the station. Change the station. Change the station with a new shit. With a new shit.
Hello everyone and welcome into Esportz Turns One wildcard online qualifier for the Esports Premier Series. My name is Selvin. Along with me I have Arshdeep, who will be my co-caster for today. Now we are very sorry for the technical difficulties, the technical problems that we experienced yesterday. But then we did not want any of our players to go home disappointed. Every participant that has taken part in Esportz Turns One online wildcard qualifier for the Esports Premier Series will be given a chance to feature on the YouTube channel, which is why we will resume with phase 1 day 2 today right now, and then later on as we progress through this day we will go on to phase 2 day 1, and we'll be having a lot of matches up here for everyone who's watching. Once again, sorry for the inconvenience that was caused yesterday. I think Arshdeep is going to be a great day today, a lot of games including your game as well. How excited are you about this day?
Selvin, today is a super long day of FIFA, super exciting day. We've got a lot of brilliant players today. Of course, no one likes to see a delay, but there were some technical difficulties beyond our control. We do apologize. However, we are not going to let anyone be disappointed. We are going to cast all yesterday's games and today's games today. Why not just look at all the games today?
Well, absolutely. I think let's go ahead and take a look at the brackets, or let's just take a look at the fixtures. Just to let you all know, we already had phase 1, day 1 that happened 2 days back, which had some intense games, which had 5 intense games actually. Me and Arjun casted on 2 of them. The first match, which was won by Dhairya. The second match, which was won by Sudin. Then we had Arjun, we had Manoj, and we had a lot of more winners from day 1. I think we're going to look at the brackets right away. And we also had that match between Dharvesh and Sid, which Dharvesh won as well. Yesterday, we started off with this game between King of the Rings as Dhyey and Yash. But unfortunately, due to the technical issues, we could not cover the other games, which is why we will be covering all the games today except for the game between Nihal and Abhishek, because Abhishek has confirmed that he will not be playing the game and Nihal Thomas will get a bye, which means we have 4 games to cast upon Arshdeep, including the game between you and Shubham. It's going to be an interesting day for sure. What are your expectations from the other games?
Selvin, I am super excited to go over all of these games. I was super excited yesterday. I'm super excited today. Like I said yesterday, I think that all of these games are going to be exciting end-to-end FIFA. Hopefully, including mine. Hopefully, I can give you guys a good show and everyone can have a good time. Well, let's see what we have in store today. Today, we're going to be casting Dhyey and Yash, followed by Aman and Shayantan. Those are the yesterday's games. And for today's game, we're also going to be looking at Soumak Ghosh against Dharvesh Khera, followed by Sudin and Arjun. Let's talk about the first game, Selvin. Soumak and Dharvesh. Dharvesh obviously representing FC Hyderabad. He beat one of the favorites in the first round, Sid Chandrana, via a rage quit. So, what are your thoughts on that game, Soumak and Dharvesh?
Well, I think it's going to be a cracker of a game, and because Dharvesh is somebody who's going to go into the next round with a lot of confidence, especially after that win against a player like Sid. Somak, of course, is somebody who's been in the scene for a long time. He's always been to tournaments when it comes to semi-finals, finals of major tournaments, and he for sure has a point to prove. And just like many others who are participating, he must be thinking this is their best chance. But I think, Arshdeep, we will talk about them later on, because right now we need to focus on phase 1, day 2, including your game. Of course, just to let all the viewers know, Arshdeep will be leaving us in between and I'll be casting the game solo when Arshdeep plays Shubham, because that is going to be a belter of a game. And believe me, if Arshdeep goes on to win or lose or draw, whatever happens, he's going to break it. He's going to take it off to the limits, because that's what will be needed of him against a player of Shubham's caliber. I think, in case if you're not aware, let me just talk to you about the format of this tournament. This is single elimination, best of one. Phase 1, which was yesterday and today, which will be continuing today basically, is single elimination, best of one. You win, you qualify to the next round, you lose, and you're out of this tournament. Same with phase 2, which starts at 6 p.m. today. It's going to be single elimination, best of one, which continues to the semi-finals, but the finals will be best of 3. But just to remind you all, 2 players will qualify for the grand finale of the Esportz Premier Series, which happens in December. We already have Charanjot Singh and Saransh Jain who've qualified for the grand finale. 2 more players will be joining them. It can be Arshdeep, it can be anyone. We never know. I think we'll be going into the first game very soon. And Arshdeep, what are your thoughts about the first game between King of the Ring and Yash?
Selvin, we covered these guys yesterday. We said that both of these players are incredibly good at keeping the ball and getting their opponent to make mistakes. The game was going well yesterday as well, and I'm looking forward to the game today, because I know both of these players. I know how they play. I know how they are incredibly well versed in this game, and yeah, it's going to be a cracker of a game.
Well, absolutely. I'm sure it's going to be a cracker of a game, because these guys, we saw some glimpses yesterday, but it's going to be a new game. It's going to be a new day. And I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of goals, because day 1 was absolutely entertaining with regards to, high intensity games, clutch goals, penalty shootouts, extra time, and of course a rage quit as well. And it obviously had everything that you could expect from from 90 minutes or from 120 minutes of FIFA. Day 2 for sure has to be something similar. And I think, because there were technical difficulties yesterday, these games are going to be even better and even worth the wait. They say good things take time, and maybe that's what's going to happen today. But without any further delay, Arshdeep, I think we are going to go right into the game. We have there, that's King of the Ring, playing against Yash. Yash is playing in that blue kit. I think that's the PSG kit, if I'm not wrong. And there is playing in the white Germany kit, if I'm not wrong. But Arshdeep, what are your predictions for this one? Who have you got?
Again, Selvin, I am still I'm going to stick with my prediction yesterday. I'm still thinking that Dhyey just edges this one out. I have played against him. He plays incredibly well in that 5-3-2 with those attacking fullbacks. I've seen him play. I've gone up against him. He's always a difficult player to break down in defense, and he has the creative options on those wings with those wing backs running forward, running backwards, just offering attacking support, offering defensive support. So I'm still going to be backing Dhyey on this one. What about you, Selvin?
Well, I think, I'm really sorry, Yash, and if there is anybody who's from Yash's camp in the chat, I do not really know a lot about Yash, but right now they, of course, had a great chance, but Donnarumma making himself big and score and saving that very easily. But even I think there, just because I know him and just because I've played against him and I know what his play style is, especially considering the like the options that he has in attack and defense may have a chance. But this is a game of FIFA, as we discussed. It's single elimination, best of one. You never know what can happen, and I think only time will tell. But that's been a great start to the game so far, with regards to both of them showing some positive intent, positive attacking intent, and that's what you want to see, isn't it?
Absolutely, Selvin. We don't want to be sat here watching players trying to keep possession and trying to waste time since the start of the game. We want to watch exciting FIFA. We want them to go attacking. We want them to go direct. We want them to play some route one football, and at the same time keep their focus in defense as well.
Well, absolutely well said, and I think that's what they has in mind here, because Yash was through on goal. I mean, almost through on goal. One more pass would have seen him take a very easy shot, which could have been a goal. But there is trying to defend in numbers, and I think that works again for him. The ball is going to go out for a corner. Arshdeep, we've had this discussion before. You'll be playing this, I mean, a game later on this day as well. Like, how confident are you with your set pieces when it comes to, like, corners, or when it comes to free kicks? Like, if I could ask you a question, if every 10 times you take a corner, how many times would you score from it?
The As we can see here, Selvin, coming to corners, there is a little bit of a ratty glitch going on in the game where you can take it short. But I think the best players have figured out how to counter that. But still saying that corner is your statistically the most common set piece you're going to get. It's the most common attacking set piece in the game. So you do want to make the most of that. If you can get a goal from a corner, you automatically have an advantage where the opponent player doesn't have much of a chance to put in a tackle or a defense. It goes down to the AI. It goes down to if you can time your head as well and all of that. So yeah, corners is definitely something that all the elite players, including Dhyey, including Shubham, Lokman, they're all going to be wary of that.
Well, absolutely. I think if you are somebody who's playing this game, watching this game, you should make a note of what Arshdeep just said. Corners is something you can get very often in this game, and possibly the easiest set piece. But having said that, here's Dhyey, who's gone ahead and tried to take that shot. But Donnarumma once again making himself big, just like he does in real life. That was an epic save, and he denied a clear goal for sure.
Absolutely, Selvin. Donnarumma is one of the best young goalkeepers in the game right now. He's been struggling to get some game time at PSG with Keylor Navas, also an established three-time UCL winner. So it's going to be good to see that competition in real life. But in FIFA, it's pretty much wild census that Donnarumma is the best goalkeeper in the game. Also, Selvin, looking at Dhyey's team, he's using Luis Hernandez up front, the Mexican icon Luis Hernandez. I wonder if he packed him from that icon SPC. But again, that is one player who you wouldn't associate with these elite players. That he's not the most meta. Again, we see someone using an off-meta player. What are your thoughts on that, Selvin?
Well, I was very surprised as well when I saw Luis Hernandez in that team, because I think just like you, even I was confused whether he's using Lucas Hernandez or maybe some other Hernandez that we know. But then when I saw it's Luis Hernandez, I was very surprised. And I think if it works for him, it can be a thing. A lot of FIFA players, Arshdeep, are very superstitious. Like, they play their weekend league games with non-meta players, and they end up winning games for them, and they want to try them in tournaments. And at times, that's how it works. And as long as it works for Dhyey, or as long as it works for Yash, I mean, I'd be very happy to see them pull it off with a non-meta player. I mean, what do you think on this?
Absolutely, Salman. It's always good to see someone using players who are not traditionally meta. I'll be pretty honest with you. I need all the help I can get from this game. So I use those meta rats, as the community calls them. But yeah, it's always good to see people using these cards who are not widely used. We see Yash. Yash has found some space and he's shot and he's hit the crossbar there. That was a golden chance, Selvin. Will he live to regret that?
Well, what a chance that was. And I was not expecting that ball to end up even hitting the crossbar, because I think that was a very off-balance shot. But then credit where due, that was a great attack and a great build-up by Yash. Did deserve the goal, but hard luck to him. Right now, the score still stays at 0-0. That's a beautiful through ball by King of the Ring. He cuts it back, but unfortunately for him, there's no one on the receiving end. There's Luis Hernandez, but that's well defended by Yash. I think Arshdeep, just like the previous days, this game is going to leave us, catching for our breath. So I think it's going to take us a lot of time to digest that all these games, which are single elimination, best of one, are going to be end to end. And that's what is happening right now. We finished talking about one attack and these guys are attacking on the other end. How crazy is that?
Selvin is definitely living up to the standard that was set in the very first game, where both players want to attack and get goals. No one wants to waste their time and try to make that intricate openings. They both just want to get forward, try to get as many goals as possible. And as we have spoken, it's half time. That half has absolutely flown by with some pretty good attacking football. I mean, the stats don't suggest that, the expected goals don't suggest that, but the game is very different from the stats.
Well, absolutely, Arshdeep, and I think that's one of the best things. You cannot judge a game just by looking at the stats. Let's be honest, this game has had everything apart from a goal. It has had one player hitting the crossbar, it has had one player getting two big saves from Donnarumma, it has had some good build-up plays, but the only thing it has lacked has been a goal, and I'm pretty sure that is just a matter of time until one of them breaks the deadlock, because both of them are looking great when they are in that attacking position, and they have their favorite players who are playing for them as well. So I'm pretty sure sooner, it's going to be just a matter of time until one of them scores the first goal. Only time will tell which one that is going to be, and if that's going to come down to a mistake or some individual excellence. Because right now, King of the Ring is trying to get away with Werner, but Yash, as he has done throughout this game, defends it really well. And Arshdeep, take it on from here.
So as we can see, there was brilliant defending there by Yash. He read the run. I'm sorry about
Extremely
that.
well.
He ran extremely well. Yeah, I just had a little bit of a brain fart there. But as we can see right now, he's open on the counter. He's got 3 against 3. Can he spot that run on the left wing? He uses that as a dummy and sets through Werner, who plays it back to Luis Hernandez. And Donnarumma has made an incredible save again, Selvin.
I mean, this is incredible stuff. I'm lost for words right now because, oh my goodness, there has the ball again. And this time, Donnarumma is not going to save it. There's going to be only one result, and that is a goal. And guess who scores it? None other than Luis Hernandez, the player that we were talking about. I mean, how ironic is this? I mean, we could not have written a better script for this, isn't it?
Absolutely, Salman. Also, if you look at that build-up, it was defending from the front. It was Antonio Conte-esque pressure that won him the ball in attack, that set through Luis Hernandez. And as we speak right now, it's another chance with Luis Hernandez and Donnarumma. It's a goal again, Selvin. We were just talking about Donnarumma, but the ball has ricocheted to Kevin De Bruyne on his 5-star weak foot, and he's arrowed it into the top left corner. And now Yash is going to have to come out and try to get a few more goals with only 30 minutes left. He's 2-0 down.
Well, what a turnaround have we seen already. 2 goals in quick succession has seen King of the Ring get a 2-0 lead in this game. And with around 30 in-game minutes, Yash needs a goal as early as possible. And if that's going to come now, it's going to be game on. But that's a big save by King of the Ring. And if he can get the third goal, I think this is going to be game, set and match. But right now, everything that can go right for King of the Ring is going right. He's getting his passes right, the through balls right, the runs right. And of course, for him, luckily, he's getting his finishing right as well. And I think that's what you want to see as a FIFA player. Okay, and I think Arshdeep is going to be back with us because he is trying to digest what's happening in this game, because he must be thinking this is something that should not happen with me when he plays Shubham later on today. But Yash has gone ahead and queued a pause because he clearly realizes that he has only 25 in-game minutes to make the most of this opportunity that he's got in Esportz Turns One, the online wildcard qualifier for the Esports Premier Series. But here is King of the Ring, has no intention of stopping. He's trying to go ahead with Hernandez, but that's going to be a free kick. And finally, a big pause that has been queued for a long time. It can now be used by Yash. And let's see if he can do the right changes and if his substitutes can actually come over and win this game for him. So Arshdeep has just informed that there is some technical difficulty from his hand, but that's completely cool. I am here with you all and I'll be casting this game by the time Arshdeep joins back. But I think this is going to be a great game for everyone who's watching. Let me know your thoughts on this game so far. Feel free to go ahead and type your predictions in the chat. Let me know if you are from Dhyey's camp or if you are from Yash's camp, because this is going to be an absolute cracker of a game. We have around 23 in-game minutes left. Yash is going all out attack. I mean, not literally, but he wants to make sure that he has to go all out attack and get all the bodies in front, because if not one, he has to score at least 2 goals in this game to have a chance of taking this to the extra time situation. But right now he is inside the penalty box, passes it back to Werner, gives it to Lozano, does a nice roulette, gets the ball back, and that is offside. It's not a goal, that's offside. And here is the game restarting once again with King of the Ring having the ball. I think right now the game is for him to lose, because if he can continue at this pace, he is surely going into the next round of Esportz Turns One, the wild card entry for the Esports Premier Series, because right now King of the Ring wants to get the ball in the back of the net, and that is another big save by Donnarumma. King of the Ring must be kicking himself for not being 3 or 4-0 up in this game. But right now, we have 15 in-game minutes left. King of the Ring again on the attack, but Yash wins it back. And this time, I think this is possibly the last chance that he has to make a comeback in this game. He needs a goal before the 80th to try and put all the pressure in the world on King of the Ring, and hopefully, just hopefully, force this to extra time, or maybe win it in normal time. Only time will tell what is going to happen. But here is Yash, looking dangerous as always, needs to get that final ball through, and he does get a shot, does not opt for that extra pass, but the ball only goes away for a corner. There is still a chance from this corner because the danger is not yet cleared. Here's Hugo Lloris, who collects the ball with absolute ease, and looks like Dhyey is going to go through this tournament with absolute ease, unless he messes things up here, because he is not looking very confident with that clearance, and it only goes out for a goal kick. Yash trying everything that he's got to try and make sure that King of the Ring does not win this, and even if he does not win it at, with absolute ease. But here is some poor play from there. I think that's poor game management right now. Unlikely of him, because he's given the ball away. And one more chance for him. Oh my goodness, Lloris has made one big save after the other. The danger is still not clear. I think this time he is going to be punished for sure, because that is a big goal for Yash, and 6 in-game minutes left. One more goal can force this into extra time, and if King of the Ring can get a goal out of nowhere, I think that's going to settle it. But if the scores remain this way, King of the Ring is going to qualify. But Yash has different ideas. He's looked like a different player ever since that pause was cued and those changes were made. Here he is in again. There's going to be a big chance, but Lloris comes out and collects it with ease. It is still a decent chance, but here is Timo Werner. What does he have in store? Oh, he cuts it back, and that's some good defending by there. I think he just has to keep the ball for 2 more minutes, but he loses the ball once again to Yash, who is going to get one last chance, and he loses the ball once again. And I think that's possibly going to be game 7 match, but no, he's given the ball away. Timo Werner gives it to Lozano. Oh, sorry, that's Morientes, and the ball is in the back of the net. It is 2-2, and goodness mate, it is 2-2 right at the depth. Yash has the goal that he was looking for, and oh my goodness, I don't think we could have written a better script. I am sure Arshdeep is somebody who's missed a lot of this action, and in case if you feel your friends have missed this action as well, make sure to let them know about what is going on right now. Ask them to subscribe to the channel if they haven't already. Let all the friends who play FIFA know about this, because this is going to be an epic end to this game. King of the Ring was 2-0 up, I think, till the 84th minute. And now, out of nowhere, it is 2-2 with nothing to spare. And I am getting an update that Arjun is back. Arjun, have you seen what has just happened?
Selvin, I am so pissed off right now. First of all, I would like to apologize for the technical difficulties on my end, but what have I just witnessed? When I was forced to go out, Dhyey was controlling the game easily. He was 2-0 up, and I've come back and I've seen 2 goals in the last 5 minutes. Where do we go from here now?
Well, I think right now, Arshdeep, if I had to make a prediction, there is momentum in the favor of Yash. I have a feeling he's going to take this game, because Dhyey has missed a lot of chances, especially when you were not here. He missed 2 clear chances wherein he could have made it 3-0 or 4-0 and put this game off to bed, but then the game is still alive, and I think Yash is going to make him pay for all those misses that he has done, because he has that momentum, he has the press going on for him, and he's getting chance after chance after chance as he gets again with Lozano. If he's going to take a shot, that could have been a crazy goal, but for now, Yash is not scoring another one, and King of the Ring has the ball again, and maybe, just maybe, he can get a counter on, but I don't think that's going to happen. And Arshdeep, I think you should take this over.
Selvin, Kanakya just needs to calm down. He was in the lead, he was controlling the game, he was comfortably cruising to victory, and now he's just thrown it away. And as we can see right now, Yash is overloading the box with his attackers. He gets in the pass, but it's well defended by Kanakya, and he can build up now. He can try to get another goal and go back to that comfortable position. And as I say that, he's given the ball away to Kimpembe, who is an absolutely incredible defender in this game, and Yash is attacking again. And we can see he's gone through with is that Timo Werner, and Timo Werner is trying to dribble himself. He gets the ball out of edge of the box and he can build again. So as I was saying, Yash is bombarding the box with his players, and currently it seems like Kanakya is not able to cope with that.
Well, I think I absolutely agree with that. And Yash is controlling the game based on how he wants right now. It's looking as if he is leading by 2 goals. He's passing the ball ahead, he's passing the ball behind, but he was not losing the ball until that moment. But King of the Ring for sure has to make sure that he goes through extra time, the first half of extra time, regroups and understands that he was the better player for at least 18 game minutes. But the last 10 minutes and the last 25 minutes, if I could say, including extra time, have been Yash by a margin, and he's looked like a different player altogether, and he has no intention of stopping. And if he can somehow score a goal now, that's going to be a nail to the coffin. That's going to be a big save, but that is a rebound, and Morientes out of all people scores again to make it 3-2. What a story do we have in store here? Goodness me, Arshdeep, what are we witnessing?
Selvin, it is another off-meta players who is doing the trick. Fernando Morientes, he's not the most meta player, he's not the most used player by a mile, and he is killing it for Yash here. As we have seen time and time again, in the first game we saw Dhairya and Jatin with one was using Milito and Shevchenko, and he won that game. And now, right now we see Fernando Morientes, who's come off the bench, and he looks like he's clinched the winner of this game.
Well, it does look like that, and I'm not sure if he is killing it in real or no, but looks like he's killing King of the Ring's chances of qualifying in the Esportz Turns One online qualifier for the Esports Premier Series for sure. And that is very unlikely of there to give the ball away once again to a player who's scoring for fun at this game. But right now, there's some positive because he's got the ball back. But look at that. That's not a sign of a confident player. It looks like King of the Ring is playing under massive pressure because he's given the ball. Okay, he's got the ball back luckily. And I think, Arshdeep, both these players right now are playing under some massive pressure. And I think that's what a tournament brings to you, right? I mean, you have to be prepared for such scenarios. And that's what's going to happen when you play a tournament of the caliber of Esportz Turns One online wildcard qualifier for the Esports Premier Series.
Absolutely, Salman. It is not just those nerves. It is that anger that has to be setting in with Kanakya right now. He was leading the game comfortably, cruising to victory up until the 85th minute. And then to give away 2 goals in the manner in which he did. He had the ball at the 90th. All he had to do was clear it. Instead, he gave it away and conceded that goal. So it is not just the nerves. It is that anger that must be setting in. And it's causing him to rush his game. And it seems to be like Yash is going to walk away with this one now.
Well, I think that is going to happen right now because Yash has no intentions of stopping. And if I know King of the Ring, he's going to go for that goal and leave his defense open as he has done there. It's Timo Werner, 1 versus 1 against Hugo Lloris. But this time it is Timo Werner and Yash that comes out on top with 3 in-game minutes left. Yash, who would have thought, has a lead of 2 goals. That's 4-2 in the favor of Yash. Not something I would have thought at the 80th minute of this game. But this game has been given away by King of the Ring. But Yash has played this game really well and looks like he has no intention of stopping and he has no intention of giving the ball to King of the Ring after this move. Here's Werner again, the hero of this game for him so far because he's been there pressing, winning the ball back. And look at that. I think King of the Ring is just rushing his defense up. Whereas, oh my goodness, Yash is in again with the same combination. Werner versus Lloris. Same result once again. It's 5-2 to Yash. Arshdeep, what have we just seen?
Selvin, that's a comeback for the ages. Being 2-0 down at the 85th minute to come back and win 5-2. That is something we're going to be talking about for a long time. And Yash has shown that he is not just here to make up the numbers. He might be relatively unknown, but he has shown what he is capable of and that he's a force to be reckoned with.
Well, absolutely, Arshdeep. I think he is a force to be reckoned with. He has made a name for himself. A lot of people are now going to be remembering Yash. One of the main reason is going to be he's knocked out a player of a very good ranking. I mean, he's a very good player that he played against King of the Ring. But not just has he done that, he's made a statement. He was 2-0 down until the 84th minute. He makes it 2-all on the 90th at the last kick of the game, goes on to score in the last kick of the first half of extra time, and then scores two in the second half, and has shown how deadly he can be. I think he had six chances and he scored five of them, which is absolutely incredible in the game of FIFA 22, especially considering that King of the Ring at least missed five or six chances. But I think before we go ahead and analyze this game, we should congratulate Yash on behalf of me and Arshdeep. Congratulations, you are in the next round. Hard luck to Dhyey, King of the Ring. But then let's analyze this match again, Arshdeep. Especially, let's just analyze the extra time that we've seen. What were your thoughts on this one?
I think Selvin he gave in to the pressure. He couldn't handle that constant pressure with those four attackers who were coming at him. He gave away the ball too easily and he paid the price for it. He conceded two goals in 5 minutes and then another one in extra time. And then when he tried to apply pressure himself, Yash was extremely well versed in playing out of that pressure and scoring two more. So I just think the better player won this game, and it's hard luck to Dhyey because he was controlling the game for that 85 minutes, but just a little lapse of concentration, and he's out of this tournament.
Well, I mean, that's what, a single elimination best of one format can do for you. I think this game was divided into two parts. Part one was dominated by Dhyey, King of the Ring. Part two was dominated by Yash. And it came down to who dominated the other player better. And the answer is on your screen right now. It is Yash who qualifies to round two. Just to let you all know, right now we are playing yesterday's games. We are completing them live. And Yash is the winner between the game which was played between him and Kanakia, and he's won this game by 5 goals to 2. That is a statement, and he moves on to round two. We have some more games left from phase one, day two, which will be played after this one. We're just waiting for this next game to be ready. But then before we go on to that, Arshdeep, I think the standard once again has been set very high for the rest of the day because it's not just going to be phase one, day two, but there's also going to be phase two, day one that's going to be coming up. Some exciting games of FIFA. Do you think they can live up to this standard?
I mean, picking up where we left off on day one, right? In day one, the first game, we had everything down to the penalty shootout, and the standard kept increasing. I'm hoping we're going to see something similar today. Actually, scratch that. I am sure we are. With the caliber of the players who are playing today, I am sure we're going to see even better than this, if not at least equal to this. But it was a show given to us by Dhyey and Yash. Happy congratulations to Yash. Condolences to Dhyey, you gave it all, you had a good game, but Yash just got the better of you, and I'm hoping we're going to get similar games going forward.
Well, absolutely. I think one last time, King of the Ring, we know him very well. He's going to come back stronger from this. Yash, congratulations once again. You are in the next round, and I think we will have the updated brackets very soon. Just to let you know, we have a few more games from phase one, day two, and the game between Nihal and Abhishek will not be played as Abhishek has gone ahead and forfeited the game to Nihal. We also have Arshdeep's game coming up versus Shubham Jadhav, a known pro from the scene. And Arshdeep, I'm sure you will also need time to prepare for that. But I think let's shift our focus to the next game which we have right now. And let's just take a look at the brackets once. After yesterday's results and after today's results, we also have some more games coming up. We have some big names playing today as well. I think the next match is going to be between Aman Varsi and Shayantan. Arshdeep, you know it. I don't think these guys need any introduction. Both of them are currently playing EISL. Aman Varsi playing for FC Bengaluru. Shayantan playing for Kolkata, his preferred team. This is going to be not just a game, but it's going to be something like bragging rights between two cities and two teams, isn't it?
Definitely, Selvin. With both players having qualified for the EISL, they are both in Gurgaon, living in that bubble. So there will be no excuses, no connection issues because they are living together, not together under the same roof. They've both shown time and time again that they are one of the best players in the Indian FIFA scene, which is why they're representing their teams. And absolutely, it's going to be a derby of sorts where we've got Aman Varsi who's representing Bengaluru FC in EISL, and Shayantan who's also representing another team in the EISL. So it's going to be a derby of sorts, and I'm looking forward to this. I can't wait for this game.
Well, I can't wait for this either. And both of them would be feeling, Once again, as we've discussed a lot of times, this is possibly the best chance for a lot of players to enter a final of a major tournament, of a national tournament, and to also win a qualifier. Aman Varsi, Shayantan, both of them are very much capable of winning this tournament. And the best way to win a tournament for me would be when you play the favorites of the tournament and eliminate them, rather than when you play players who are not known. Because you make a statement right from the start and you want to win a tournament being the deserved winner. And I think both of them will have that in mind, thinking, you know what, this is the best chance. If I have to be the best, I need to beat the best. And you need to have competition right from the start. And if you have this competition in phase one, what else do you need? Because these two guys very much capable of beating anybody in India on their day, maybe apart from a few players, but then on top of their game, they can absolutely cause chaos and havoc in the opposition camp. And what are your thoughts? What do you think? Who is going to win this game before we start the game?
Uh, Honestly, Selvan, I have absolutely no idea. I've played both of these guys. They are both incredible FIFA players. I think it's going to come down to who's more focused at the end of the day. I'm going to refrain from making a prediction at this point because of the unpredictability of the game as well as the excellence of these players. I think it's just going to come down to focus. It might just come down to luck because both these players are extremely well versed. They have knowledge about the game. And like we're saying, as we're saying, let's just get into the game with Shayantan playing in that white kit attacking from right to left and Aman Varsi in that PSG blue kit attacking from left to right. It's going to be a cracker of a game, Selvan. Do you have a prediction?
Well, I'll be very honest with you. I do not have a prediction either because, as you said, these both are amazing players, and I think both of them have different play styles. But for everyone who's watching in the chat, for all the viewers who are watching, feel free to go ahead and drop your predictions. Let us know which camp are you in. And that could have been the first goal by Shayantan. Went in for the extra pass, tried to do the cheeky move, but did not pay off. Maybe he should have taken a shot, but the ball is still with him. Takes the shot again, but that is going to be wide, and that is not the open of this game. Yes, you heard it right. That's not the first goal of this game. Arshdeep, what a build-up though.
It was an incredible build up. I think he missed the chance to take that initial shot when he tried to go for that extra pass in the box. But then he came back, he showed that fine, one mistake doesn't matter. I come back and make another build up. And it was a better chance and had a better probability of actually going in the back of the net. And I am truly shocked how that stayed out. But saying that, Varsi is not going to let him get away with that. He will try to capitalize on his errors. And it was an incredible defense there by Walker, who sees uh, uh, Di Natale on the wing. Di Natale, Antonio Di Natale, and Eric Cantona have seen that both these guys have incredible teams, and it's going to be a cracker of a game because we have incredible meta players being controlled by incredible FIFA players.
Well, I think very well said. Incredible meta players controlled by incredible FIFA players. And of course, both of them are high on confidence because that's what a tournament like EISL and that's what a tournament like Esportz Premier Series can do to you. There is Shayantan trying to get the ball in the danger area, hoping that somebody would connect from his team. Makes that beautiful extra pass and gets the first goal of this game by possibly the best player on this planet right now, if you're talking about form. Mohammad Salah scores for Shayantan to make it 1-0 at the end of the 15th minute. What a beautiful that was. I mean, a beautiful goal that was. Absolute work of art.
That was an incredible pass. I'll be honest, I did not see that pass. I thought Musala was offside, but the Egyptian king timed his run perfectly. And the vision of Shayantan to see that pass, play that ball, and score that goal. This is why he's one of the best players in the country, and he's showing it again by having dominated the first 20 minutes of the game. But as I say that, Varsi is in, and he's red timed that shot. I think that comes down to a lack of composure. Had he not timed it or green timed it, I think this game would have been 1-1.
Well, absolutely, Arshdeep. I think it would have been 1-1 and it should have been 1-1, to be honest, for a player of Varsi's caliber. But there's one thing that I would like to tell you. Whenever I've casted Aman Varsi's game previously, there is one thing he's very strong at, and that is the kickoff. He normally gets a shot away, if not get a goal from kickoff, and that's possibly one of his strengths. I did not know how it works for him, but it always works for him, just like this through ball may work for Shayantan. That was a beautiful through ball. And I have a feeling, Arshdeep, I have to absolutely admire and appreciate Shayantan's vision. His vision is on some other level. Just like in that first goal, he made that extra pass to make it look easy and just pass the ball in the back of the net. He is trying to do that time and again, and I'll not be surprised if he is the one who scores the second goal, especially considering the players that he's got, the form that he is in, and the vision that he's got.
Definitely, Selvin. He sees passes that other FIFA players just don't. I don't know if it's his camera settings or I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, it works for him. That is why he's made his name in the FIFA scene. He sees those extra passes that other players don't. He makes those passes, and more often than not, it ends up in the goal. Coming back to that second goal, Selvin, even if Shayantan does get that second goal, there is absolutely no way which you can count out Varsi. And as I was saying that, Varsi has scored to make it 1-1 with 30 minutes gone, and this game just looks to get better and better.
Well, it just looks to get better and better, isn't it? Because as soon as we discussed about Shayantan running away from it, Varsi for sure took it personally and made sure that he scores the next goal to make it 1-1. I mean, no surprises to see that the scores are level because these two players are possibly at the same level, competing at a similar level for years. I think it's going to come down to who has the better tactics or who holds the better nerves on the day. But sadly for us, one of these players will be knocked out of the Esportz Turns One online wildcard qualifiers for the Esports Premier Series. But whoever remains is going to give their everything to remain in this one. And that's what Shayantan has in mind with Mohamed Salah on that flank. Let's see what special has he got in here. It's not gone outside. Surprisingly, I thought that's gone out for a corner, but that's still inside. And this time it goes out for a throw-in. But what an intense game this has been so far. Only 33 minutes gone, Arshdeep, and I think they've set this tone up for the rest of the day.
Definitely, Selvin. Also, talking about Varsi, with the games that I've seen him play in, you cannot knock him out. You cannot count him out. In the EISL in the first game, he was down 4 goals to 1 against ATK Mohan Bagan's Bindra Tej, and he came back to win that game within 90 minutes 6-4. That is the kind of player he is. He is the never give up kind of player, and you are never safe. Be it a 2 goal lead, a 3 goal lead, you just know that one chance, and one chance is all it needs for Varsi to come back and then steal that game away for you. But saying that, Shayantan is one of the most defensively solid players in the game. So it's two contrasting styles going up against one another. And as we say, it is the irresistible force meeting the unstoppable object. And that is being shown right now with the scores being level. As we say that, Varsi is trying to build up. He finds, is that offside or is that a goal? That is offside right there. But again, warning bells for Shayantan. He cannot go easy. And he's just made a massive blunder there, given the ball away to Antonio Di Natale. And he's overplayed it, but he's found CR7, who's put the ball in the top corner. Amazing gameplay, but a massive blunder from Shayantan, Salvan.
Well, a big blunder, and that's one thing that he would be hating himself for. I mean, losing after becoming the better player is something that nobody likes, but giving the ball away to a player of Aman's caliber is something that you should never do because this is what the great players do. This is how they make their mark. You make a mistake, they make you pay, and they make you pay at the right time. And the last person on this planet you want to give that ball away to in that area is going to be Cristiano Ronaldo on his right or left foot. It doesn't really matter because most of the times it's going to be only one result, and that's going to be a goal when it comes to a game of FIFA. And that's what has happened. Who would have predicted this at the start of this game? Right now, we are through halfway. At halftime, it is Aman Varsi 2, Shayantan 1, and we have 45 more, 4 more in-game minutes left. We are going to be lost for words because this game has been highly entertaining, has been highly interesting, and I cannot wait to see what happens in the second half, Arshdeep.
Definitely, Selvin. Also, when analyzing that Cristiano Ronaldo goal, once he got that ball, that was incredible composure. A lot of lesser FIFA players would have just tried to take the gamble and shot with Di Natale, which have probably gone in, but it was always a 50-50 and might have been saved because the goalkeepers in this game are massively overpowered. But a player of RC's quality, he saw that extra pass to make sure to turn that 50-50 into a 100-0 for him with Cristiano Ronaldo knocking that ball in the top corner. And that's what separates these professional FIFA players from the rest of them.
Well, I think incredibly well said, Arshdeep, because we saw something similar happening in the last game as well between King of the Ring and Yash, wherein both of them kept making mistakes, but the opponent was not always able to punish them for the mistakes that they did. And in this game, you make one mistake and you know you're going to concede a goal, or maybe, just maybe, going to pay for it later on for sure. But having said that, we are into the second half. Shayantan and Aman Varsi know that they only want one thing from this game, and that is a victory. And Aman Varsi, of course, in that PSG kit, now swapping his sides, wants to score that next goal to possibly enjoy a 2 goal cushion. and try and experiment a little with regards to ball movement and keeping possession. But Shayantan, with some good pressing out there, plays it to the center, plays it through the center, and he's trying to get that attack built up for him. And I do not know who's going to score the next goal, but I can be very sure that this game has at least one more goal in it, Arshdeep. What do you think?
Absolutely, Selvin. I don't think this game's over just yet. Both these players know how to play this game. Both these players are extremely well versed in the mechanics of this game. We can see them using that D-pad tactics, that second man press, all of these techniques and mechanisms of this game that takes months and a lot of time and effort to master. We've seen both these players use those mechanics absolutely to the best of their abilities. And right now, Varsi is just getting a little better off Shayantan, and that is all because of Shayantan's momentary lapse in concentration where he gave the ball away and had to pay for it. In a game of this quality, there is absolutely no scope for mistakes. And as we say that, Varsi is running down the wing with Ronaldo and he's tried to pass it back. And you look at the way he's keeping the ball. He knows he's in the lead. He's not trying to waste time. He's trying to build attacks, but he's making sure that he has the ball and he is controlling the tempo of this game. And he's forcing Shayantan to come out and take risks. And with those risks, there is a chance that he will concede another goal and the game will be put to bed.
Well, I think that's what he has in mind for sure. He wants to put this game to bed as early as possible. But then once again, against a player of Shayantan's caliber, the game is not over until it is over, because even if the score will be 3-1 or 4-1, these are players who can make a comeback out of anywhere. And that has been it's been some great FIFA action out here. And oh my goodness, that could have been a goal. That can still be a goal. Here is Shayantan, who still has the ball, gives it to Kante, tries to look for a passing option, takes his time, gives it to Lorente, gives it to Fekir. He's going to try and find Vinicius Jr., who may try and work his magic. Gets the ball back in a very dangerous position, gives it to Salah, gives it to Lorente. Can he take a shot? Is that going to be a penalty? The ball is still with him. That is some great defending out there by Aman Varsi under a lot of pressure, isn't it?
That is extremely good defending. And as we say that, Shayantan with that one double tap X onto Salah's weak foot, but Salah's finishing is going to compensate for that 3-star weak foot and going to get the goal, and we go again. It's 2-all. And all of that started from one mistake that Varsi made by heading the ball to his opponent. And as we said, even those minute mistakes in a game with the players of this caliber will come back to bite you, and you will more likely than not concede.
Indeed, Arjdeep, and I think credit where due. Shayantan did not give up. He kept passing backwards, forwards, forward, looking for that option, looking for that final ball until he found it with Mo Salah. And at that moment, it did not really matter if the weak foot was 3-star, because what mattered was if Salah scores or no. And he did it once again, just like he did in the first half. And we are back to 2 goals all, and we are back to possibly finding a winner for one of these players. And I will not be surprised if this game goes on to extra time, because both these players are capable of holding on to these 2 goals that they've scored, and both of them are not going to take any unnecessary risk. Arshdeep, they've both made mistakes which have proven to be fatal in this game. Do you think the third goal, if any, is going to be via mistake? But right now, as I speak, that's going to be a big chance. And oh my God, I don't think we have time for any questions, because these guys are absolutely playing with an attacking intent.
And as we say that, you can see Cristiano Ronaldo, who's broken in out of a long ball. But again, see, look at those players charging their keepers at the right time. They have extremely good understanding of the mechanics of every single mechanic of the game, including the AI goalkeepers. They know when to charge, when to move, when to push forward, when to not charge. And all of that has led to this game being so well matched. And I won't be surprised if we go down to the penalty shootout, because both these players are going to learn from the mistakes they've made and they will not repeat those mistakes. And as we say, that there was a ball on there for the central attacker, but extremely well defended by Varsi, who's trying to find a goal of his own. Shayantan has cued a pause to make some technical changes, maybe bring on some super subs, some pacey players to run in behind the defense and get that ever crucial goal. But again, extremely well defended from Shayantan. And I think, Selvin, you should take over now.
Well, I think both of us are getting lost for words, because these 2 players are giving us so much to talk about with regards to this game, with regards to the players, with regards to the tactics, with regards to the formation, and with regards to everything that they're doing. And I think massive credits to both of them for putting up a show and for making sure that this is not a boring game. And Varsi once again trying to go for that lofted through ball, but this time he cannot find Cristiano Ronaldo at the end of it. The last time, of course, I think he was a little disappointed with that second touch that Ronaldo took, which possibly took the ball away from him. And Shayantan has been trying a lot of different things, which clearly have been practiced by him. And he's trying those passes, he's trying those extra crosses, he's trying a lot of things. And here's Aman Varsi trying to get on the edge of the box with Neymar Jr. Is this going to be the last chance? And if it is, will it be a goal? He passes it to Cristiano Ronaldo, who eventually loses the ball, and we are gonna go into extra time once again for the second match in a row. Arjun, I cannot believe what's happening, and I do not know how much energy we would need by the end of this day.
Selvin, I don't think any player deserves to lose this game. I'll be very honest with you. Both of these guys are winners. Whoever loses is going to feel very hard done by, because both these players have shown that they deserve to go forward in this tournament. But look at that. That is an extremely well matched game. They both had four shots, two goals. Possession is more or less equal. They're both showing us why they're one of the two best players in the country. And neither of them deserve to go out in this tournament at this stage.
Well, absolutely. And I think if you look at stats in this game, it absolutely shows you that there is very little to choose from them, if anything. Both of them have had a great game, and possibly they are only going to blame themselves for considering one of the two goals that they've conceded. But then I think it's a game of FIFA. You're bound to make mistakes when you play against the best players. But both of them very much capable of putting that behind them and taking this extra time as a new game altogether with a fresh mentality of getting that next goal and possibly killing this game off by not doing anything silly or not committing any error. Arshdeep, do you want to make a prediction?
Selvin, like I said at the start, I don't think it's fair to either of these guys to predict who's going to win or who's going to lose, because both these guys deserve to win. They are incredible FIFA players, and FIFA is an unpredictable game. Having said that, looking at this game, Varsi has looked just a little bit more in control than Shayantan. So I do think that Varsi is going to edge this one either now or in penalty shootouts.
Well, I'll not be surprised if that happens. Of course, Varsi has made a very strong statement by showing that he is here for a reason and he's not here just to participate, but he's here to win. And here we go. We kick off the first half of extra time between Aman Varsi and Shayantan. Both of them modifying their tactics, modifying the players that they have, modifying the formations. And let's see whose tactics work best in this time, because if we did not get a goal now from any of these players, we'll go into penalties. And I think when it comes to penalties, there's no tactic, there is nothing. It's all about skill, it's all about luck, and it's all down to who holds the nerve. But right now, both of them would not like to go to penalties. Danger clear, the ball is with Aman Varsi, who's going to try and make that forward pass. Looks very calm and composed, hopefully does not make a mistake. Gets the ball in the center. And Arshdeep, I think I'm going to give it over to you before the ball lands up in the back of the net.
Definitely, Selvin. I think it's that patience that sets these players apart. When they have the ball, they do not try to rush passes. They do not try to just sprint mindlessly. They scan the pitch. Having said that, Shayantan has somehow found himself on the edge of the box and he's gone back. It's again to that patience. He knew that had he tried to force it, he would have conceded, and with a beautiful chip there, but it's blocked by Donnarumma, the best goalkeeper in the game. And now Varsi can look to build from deep, and just look at how patient he was there. He did not give in to the pressure. He played out of it. He knew what to do, when to do, where to turn to make sure that the ball was in his possession. And he could build easily right now. As we can see, there's a 2-on-2 on the left-hand side. He finds Vinicius Jr. Vinicius Jr. with those skills. And that's a beautiful attempt, but well read by Allison. And now Shayantan has the last attack of the first half of extra time, which is absolutely flown by. He's going to try and make sure that he keeps it there until the 104th minute and then tries to attack and not give Varsi another chance.
Well, absolutely. And I think that was some great FIFA build-up shown by both Shayantan and Aman Varsi. Shayantan, of course, waited patiently, got that through ball to Salah very beautifully and tried a beautiful chip which almost caught Donnarumma off guard. And then with Vinicius, Aman Varsi counter-attacked on the other end and tried to bait the keeper by not making that cutback and going for that finesse at the near post. But I think it's fair enough to say that the game is still level, and it's level for a reason. It's still 2 goals all, 15 in-game minutes left. I do not know what's going to happen next. Arshdeep does not know what's going to happen next. But if you're from Aman Varsi's camp or Shayantan's camp, one thing we can guarantee you is it's going to be a lot of entertainment, a lot of drama that's going to happen, because both of us feel there is possibly going to be penalty shootout that's on the card. And once that goes into penalties, we both know how crucial it is to make sure that you hold your nerve. But right now, Arshdeep, I think this game has had everything that we could have hoped for from these two players, and I cannot wait to see what the second half of extra time is going to bring, which is going to start now.
You can see Varsi altering his tactics, telling his wingers to get in behind, which clearly conveys his intent. He does not want to go to a penalty shootout. He does want to get a goal and put this game to bed in the second half of extra time. And that's the control these guys have over the game. They know the tactics, they are very well versed. And as you can see, he's put in the through ball, but he's offside. Maybe that get in behind is coming back to bite him, as the player, his winger, was caught offside there. And the ball was turned over to Shayantan, who will now try to build up with Eric Cantona in the midfield. But it's incredibly well defended by Varsi again, who's trying to get forward himself and try and get this final and crucial and game winning goal.
Well, absolutely. I think that's what he has in his mind. He wants that game winning goal. And let's be very honest, Arshdeep, I think whoever scores the next goal is possibly going to S this one, but that's going to be offside. That was a very smart attempt, but I don't think the player timed his run to perfection. And here's Shayantan with the ball. Both these players, of course, Arshdeep, there's one thing I'd like to tell you. I think they're known for their game management skills. You know, when they take the lead in a very crucial position with hardly any time left, they usually keep the ball. They're very patient, as Shayantan is showing right now. That patience, of course, not losing the ball by making a risky pass, which he feels may not reach his attacker. Right now, there's Kante, who's tried that ball to Vinicius, but that's very nicely intercepted. And Varsi tries a crossfield diagonal through ball, which reaches Cristiano Ronaldo. He takes a beautiful ball roll, and that is a big goal. Composure of the highest level shown by Aman Varsi. Waited for the keeper movement, waited for everything before slotting the ball in just like an empty net in front of him. What an amazing goal, Arshdeep.
Just to add salt to the wounds, he timed that shot green. I mean, can you imagine the pressure he was under at that point to get the game winning goal in the 117th minute, to hold his nerves, to play that pass, to show that composure, waiting for the keeper, and on top of that, timing that shot green. And as we say that, Shayantan might be in with Mo Salah here. In the last minute of the game, he's decided to come in, and that's a corner. I did that. Okay, that's a last minute corner. I thought that might have been an own goal. He's gone the corner shot. He's trying to patiently play up, but I think that's going to be it with the last kick of the game. And Donnarumma has cleared it, and Varsi has inched it. An incredible game from both these players. Both these players have shown what they are made of, why they are in EISL, why they are considered as two of the most fearsome players in the FIFA circuit in India, and Varsi has just edged it.
Well, I think you said it perfectly. Varsi has just edged it, but what a goal to wrap things up, and what a way to end this game. We've had two games, both of them going to extra time. For this game between Aman Varsi and Shayantan, it goes 3-2 in the favor of Aman Varsi. Well deserved. I mean, both of them deserve to win. None of them deserve to lose. But this is sport. It can be brutal. In a best of one situation, you have only one chance. And we have a winner, which is Aman Varsi. Congratulations to him. As you can see on your screen, Aman Varsi 3, Shayantan 2. A match to remember for the ages. Some epic goals, some epic moments of madness, and some epic things that we see, that we got to see in that game, with regards to those vision, with regards to those through balls, with regards to that, with regards to tackling, or with regards to defending. But Arshdeep, if you could summarize the match in general, what would that be? How would that be?
Composure. One word comes to mind, and that's composure. Both these players, sorry, showed incredible composure both in attack and in defense, and it was that composure that allowed Varsi to get Shayantan to move his goalkeeper just a bit and then time his shot green with Cristiano Ronaldo, who was never going to miss from there. Having said that, Shayantan was a little unlucky. I'd say both these players played incredibly well, and it did come down to the finest of margins. And massive congratulations to both these guys. You have nothing to be ashamed of. And congratulations to Varsi. You are going ahead in the tournament.
Well, absolutely. Congratulations to Aman Varsi once again. You are going ahead in the tournament. And just coming back to that third goal, I mean, Shayantan did everything to try and prevent Cristiano Ronaldo from scoring that goal in the far corner, which is why he did that keeper movement. And let's be honest, in case if Aman Varsi went for the shot first time, instead of doing a scoop, instead of doing the ball roll, and if that would have been a save, I think both of us would be praising Shayantan for his composure and for his decision making. But I think this is what separates the pro players from the rest of the players. They have a plan A and they have a plan B, and that's what Aman Varsi had in mind. He waited for Shayantan to make the move and then went ahead and made his own move because he knew that he is the one who is in control, and it worked for him. So congratulations once again, Aman Varsi, for qualifying to the next round, which brings you to phase two. And hard luck to Shayantan. I think we're going to shift our focus to the next game, which is going to be between Rajan and Kshitij. The next game between Rajan and Kshitij, both of them fairly not so known in the community, but both of them would be hoping to make a name for themselves, just like the other players have done throughout Esportz Turns One online wildcard qualifier for the Esports Premier Series. And just before this game starts, I'd like to announce once again that the game between Nehal and Abhishek will not be played because Abhishek has decided to forfeit the match, which means Nehal has automatically qualified to round two or to phase two. But let's just get back to this match again, Arshdeep. I mean, I'm not sure if you've heard of these two players. I'm sure they are great players, which is why they are here. But do you have any information on them?
Selvin, I don't have a lot of information on both these players, but we've seen the standards that have been set on day one and today. Both these games going to extra time, having the finest of margins of victory. So I am expecting big things from both these guys. These guys have an opportunity that has been provided by Esports Turns One to make a name for themselves, to cement themselves in the FIFA community, and make sure that we remember them going forward.
Well, absolutely. And I think one of the best moments for a relatively unknown person is to make sure that when you get a chance to be on a stream of a channel which is as big as esports, you make it count because you invite your friends, you invite your family members to watch it, and you want to make the most of it by making sure that you give your best performance and you play the best FIFA that you've ever played. Now, one of these two players is going to qualify to the next round, and one of them is going to be eliminated because of our format, which is single elimination best of one. We're going to be heading into the game very soon. But just before we do that, I would just like to inform all the viewers that the next match is going to be between Arshdeep, my co-caster, and Shubham Jadhav, another professional player from India who's playing in the EISL for Odisha FC. So after this game, Arshdeep is going to be taking a leave at least until his match is done, and then he'll be back with me for for phase two, day one, which will have the round two games, and we have some absolutely amazing games, cracker of games, as we say when it comes to slangs in FIFA. But we are going to go into this game right now between Rajan and Kshitij. And Arshdeep, I know you do not have a prediction for this one, but let's just expect that we get a lot of goals from this game.
Absolutely, Selvin. That's the expectation from every FIFA game. Good FIFA, direct FIFA, goal fest FIFA. That's what we like to see. That's what we enjoy. And that's what gets in the viewers. And that's how you make a name for yourself. You play your game, you play direct, you try and score as many goals as possible. You limit your opponent, you force your opponent to come out, make mistakes, and then capitalize on those mistakes. Just so that the viewers know, we've got Rajan. He's playing in that orange kit going from right to left, and then Kshitij in that white kit from left to right. Right now we see Rajan with those nifty skill moves trying to get in there, and he's done an elastico, and again incredible defending there. And what are your thoughts on this game, Selvin? Who do you think is going to walk away?
Well, right now, I think Rajan has made a very strong start. I would have to wait to see how Kshitij fares up in this game. But looks like Rajan does know what he is doing. And look at him, he looks fairly confident with the ball. Makes a beautiful through ball. I am hoping that's onside. It is onside. Passes it on to Cristiano Ronaldo, whose touch absolutely lets Rajan down for sure, because he would have expected to maybe do an elastico or a ball roll or something in that position to make more space. But that's not something that Cristiano Ronaldo had in mind with this hypermotion FIFA 22 technology. But here is Kshitij, who can break away and try to do something with this game. Arshdeep, I'm very impressed with Rajan right now. He's controlling the game, not just when he has the ball, but even without the ball, by spamming those offside traps and making sure that he plays with Kshitij's head and does not let him have an easy run when it comes to attack.
Definitely, Selvin. Rajan does look like he has a good command over the mechanics of the game, including that deep pad tactics and skill moves. He did show some nifty skill moves, including drag backs and elasticos and McGiddy cancels. So I am expecting Rajan to show more of that with Usman Dembele, who does have five-star skills and the five-star weak foot. He's got Cristiano Ronaldo, who also has five-star skills. So it is fair to assume that. Is that a penalty kick? No, that's a corner.
That's
It
going
is
to be a
safe to
corner. I mean,
assume it is safe to assume that he's playing these players like Usman Dembele, Cristiano Ronaldo, who have those five-star skills. So it is safe to assume that he does have a good command over the right stick, knows when to do what to do, and hopefully make that count for him and get some goals.
well, absolutely. I think he has great command out there. And with regards to the penalty in the corner, I'm so sorry. Even I got so much confused that I could not resist but saying, oh, that's not a penalty. That is a corner. And that's what it turned out to be. But then I'm very impressed with the way Rajan has started this game. He looks to like those skill moves. He looks very fancy when he goes out to attack. Tries to do that cheeky skill move to try and beat the defender, to try and beat the defenders that Kshitij has. And that's what he has done here. Here is Cristiano Ronaldo who crosses it to that back post. But then I think he would have hoped that Cristiano Ronaldo would have been at the end of that cross and not at the start of it, because it has turned out to be a corner which he has lost possession from. And here is Kshitij, who is going to try and force himself into this game. Dembele has the ball. He's looking for that option but gets no other option apart from Conte. And he's given the ball back. He's trying to build up from the wings with Hakimi, PSG's latest signing, who has been absolutely amazing for them. And I think Kshitij is taking his time, and he's going to be very, very, very patient with this one.
You look at those offside traps, he did manage to catch him offside a couple of times, but it is very easy to get wrong. It is very easy to get the timing of that offside trap wrong. And if you do that, it's almost a certain one-on-one, and then you have to rely on the AI to make that save, which is never a good thing to do. And as we say that, it's a foul there, and I thought it was a free kick in the other way, but Rajan does have the ball and he can try and build slowly from that right-hand side.
Well, yes, indeed. This has been a very unpredictable game so far. I think Rajan has settled in very well in this game with 13 game minutes played. Kshitij still looking for a way through, because I think Rajan has been playing with his mind by spamming those offside traps, by spamming those custom runs, which Kshitij is trying as well right now. He's trying to get his action plan right in place, because he doesn't seem to have a plan going forward. He's just trying to pass the ball, trying and hoping that he finds some players in the right space, which Rajan has covered very well. But right now, Kshitij is in the penalty box, but the Elastico does not go in his favor, because that collides with Rajan's defenders and now gives the ball to Rajan to possibly create a chance of his own. Arshdeep, take it over.
I think it does look like Rajan starting the game had more chances. He probably should have converted them, but Kshitij has coped up with that incredibly well. He is doing his own custom runs. He just needs that one pass on one mistimed offside trap to get in, and I'm sure Rajan will be aware of that. He'll be trying to control his offside traps. He'll be trying to get those timing right, because one mistimed offside trap, and it's almost a certain goal. And Rajan does look like he's trying to do that, but Kshitij has coped up incredibly well so far. He took the first 15 minutes to understand the game, and he's been controlling the game ever since.
Well, he has been controlling the game. I think you've said it spot on. And right now, all this game needs is a goal, because I think once one of these players scores a goal, this game will open up a little more, because both of them are playing very solid defensively with, I mean, both of them trying to do some fancy moves and also trying those through balls. And Rajan right now has a lot of players running forward. One of them is Fekir, who is running on the wing, hoping to find someone in the center. And he does find, I think that was Dembele who he found. But what a save that was, Arshdeep.
Definitely, Selvin. Also, I totally agree with your point that this game needs a goal. Both these guys have a plan and they're trying to execute that plan. But like Mike Tyson said, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. In the FIFA sense, that punch in the face is a goal. And halftime has absolutely flown by. Both these players have shown that they're not here to just make up the numbers. They know the mechanics of the game. They're trying to read each other, figure each other out, and try to get that ever important goal.
Well, absolutely, Arshdeep. I think both of them are trying to get that goal. Do not go by what the stats suggest, because both of them have tried everything possible to score. They've come close at some points, but then it has been a moment of madness that has not allowed them to score. Maybe a bad touch, or maybe a failed elastico that has prevented a first goal in this game. But I'll be very honest, I think there are more goals coming up in the second half in this game for sure. Both of them have a very attacking intent, and as you could see there, okay, Arshdeep, I would like to tell you one thing. Normally, you get around 30 seconds to 1 minute to restart the game. But a sign of a confident player is as soon as you're done, you're like, you know what, I'm ready. I did not need those 30 seconds or 1 minute. I am ready with the 10 second. And that's what the intensity should be when you play a tournament game, because that's the confidence that you need. And you need to, like assert yourself on the other player. And that's what both of them are trying to do here.
Absolutely, Selvin. They both have their plans, and they're both trying to execute those plans. They're trying to get the other person to push out and make some mistakes. I think this game does need a goal to open up a bit, because once a goal goes in, the person who goes back, he is going to be rushing, because it is a single elimination knockout. There is no second leg. He will be rushing, trying to get that equalizer. And once you do that, there's only two outcomes. You either get that goal, or you push players forward and end up conceding and letting the game get away from you.
Well, absolutely. And right now, luckily for them, both of them have the game in their control, and it's their game to lose. Rajan, of course, I think prefers attacking from the left and then cutting it back, which he does. And he finally executes what he has been trying right from the first minute of this game. From the left, in the center to Cristiano Ronaldo, who this time takes a very beautiful touch, takes the ball onto his right foot, and once he gets that much space inside the box, you put any goalkeeper in this game up against him, there's only going to be one outcome, and that is what we see in front of our screens right now. It's Cristiano Ronaldo scoring for Rajan to make it 1-0 to him, and Kshitij, out of everything that he's done so far, needs an answer soon. What a goal.
Definitely, Salman. If you look at that goal, you see he made use of two very complicated mechanisms, which is the player lock, which is the custom runs. He found Cristiano Ronaldo, and then from that position, he wanted to make sure that that goal would go in. So he decided to green time that shot, which is a sign of a player who knows what he is doing, who knows the mechanics, who's got the timing right. He has good mechanical skills, he has good football skills, and now Kshitij will have to push a little bit forward, try to get that equalizer. And like I said before, either he's going to get that equalizer and this game is going to liven up a little, or he's going to give up a goal at the other end trying to chase that ever important goal.
Well, that can happen, because right now, out of everything that we could have discussed, the first thing that I'm going to start with is that Kshitij patiently waits for it. As I think I remember once it was commentated during Messi's goal, patience pays off, and that's what has paid off for Kshitij right now. He waited patiently for the opening, timed the through ball to perfection, and what a beautiful finish that is. And the game is lively for sure, as Arshdeep said, with 13 game minutes left, just around 13 game minutes. One goal to Kshitij, one goal to Rajan. Rajan will now kick us off again at 1 goal all. Wow, what a game, and what a start this has been to Esportz Turns One, the online wildcard qualifier, phase 1, day 2 action that we are watching.
Definitely, Salman. And not only that, it was Cristiano Ronaldo's strike partner at Manchester United, Marcus Rashford, with that incredible finish in that far corner. As we see that there's a beautiful reverse elastico attempt, but well read by Rajan and his Rafael Varane, who gets the ball off with ease, and he can try to build up with his own. And N'Golo Conte, and as we can see, both these players have gone back to that slow build up, trying to figure their opponent out. I think this game has been very exciting. Both these players are trying to get in, and it's a beautiful save by none other than Gianluigi Donnarumma again, who's completely scuffed Cristiano Ronaldo's shot, but a nice elastico and a reverse elastico. And you can see both these players have a good command on their right scale and on the right hand side, and they're trying to get that important goal to go 2-1 up in the game and try to close this game out once and for all.
Well, absolutely. I think one of them wants to absolutely get this game over as early as possible. And looking at the intent of these players, that player is Rajan for sure. And his plan is very clear, isn't it, Arshdeep? He wants to go to the left. He waits for the right opportunity, does the cutback, and hopes to find Cristiano Ronaldo with a lot of space. And that's what he has in mind once again. But he puts the ball out, unfortunately. And Kshitij can now build up, but that is some good pressing. But Presnel Kimpembe is going to win the ball back, and Kshitij is going to hopefully get a chance of his own. but it's going to be very interesting to see. I have one question for you, Arshdeep. Now, looking at the offside traps that Rajan has been spamming all throughout the game to try and make sure that there is no through ball that goes in front. I mean, do you think it's going to come down to a point wherein he has a failed offside trap and Kshitij actually capitalizes on that?
So far, Selvin, he's done extremely well with those offside traps. He's been playing a high line. He's trying to suffocate the opponent in his own half, try to win the ball in attack. But like I said, it is a very real possibility that if he miss times one, and it only takes one, because when you do that, and with the attackers that Kshitij has, with the pace he has in his attack, with Marcus Rashford and Mohamed Salah, all it takes is one mistimed offside trap and they have a one-on-one with the goalkeeper. But thus far, he's been managing that extremely well. This timing of the offside traps has been stupendous. He's trying to suffocate the opponent, trying to win the ball high, and I won't be surprised if he does get a goal by pressing high.
Well, I will not be surprised either, just like you, because I think Rajan knows his game plan very, very well. I think he did it before while you were talking about it. And unfortunately, once again, Cristiano Ronaldo did not have the best first touch in that situation, because had that been a better first touch by him, he could have taken a shot and maybe scored again or got a rebound. But Kshitij once again has a chance. We have around 6 in-game minutes. I do not know if we're going to see another goal right now, or are we going to go into extra time once again for the third game in a row. But whatever happens, there's going to be a lot of entertainment, as it has been throughout this day and throughout this tournament. Here is Rajan, who tries to attack from the right this time with Dembele, does a very obvious fake shot and loses the ball, but he's now got the ball back with a throw-in. Arshdeep, I think these are going to be intense 3 minutes of FIFA.
Definitely, Simon. This is the last attack of the game. Both these players would want to keep the ball, run the clock down up until 90th, but he's taken a green timed finesse shot. Those shots are very unpredictable. They've been known to go in from 50 yards, 40 yards. So I do not blame him there. But I do think the smarter move would have been to keep the ball and take that shot at the 90th minute. So he would not be able to. He would not give his opponent a chance to attack. Having said that, his opponent Kshitij has scuffed that pass. And in the last minute of the game, he does have another attack, another opportunity. And if he does score here, the game is done. And he will try his best to keep his patience, to build up slowly and get that goal in the final minute. As we can see, Dharvesh doing some nice elasticos, finding Salah in some space, and Mohamed Salah has missed. Oh, that's a great save. It miss. How was that saved? With Mohamed Salah, the world's best player in the world currently, and that he will be counting his stars, because that was an incredible save by the goalkeeper. And we go into extra time for the third time in a row. What a day of FIFA we have, Selvin.
What a day indeed. And I am still trying to process. My brain is still trying to process. I'll be very honest. I was about to shout that this is game over with Salah in that position with acres of space. And what happens next is something which was beyond description. The ball does not land up in the back of the net. I do not know how did the keeper save it. I do not understand what happened, but here we are. It's the first half of extra time between Rajan and Kshitij. Another game which has gone into extra time. Rajan started this game very well, but Kshitij has found his way back. And I think this is going to be all to play for between these two players who are trying to make a name for themselves. But is that miss going to come back to haunt Kshitij? Only time will tell. Right now it's Rajan who is on the ball, running away on that flank, gives it, tries a dummy move, but that is a failed dummy move, unfortunately, but wins the ball back immediately. Wow, I think Rajan has been very impressive in this game, isn't it?
His high pressing has been incredible all throughout the game, and it looks like at times Kshitij is not able to cope with that, and he does end up losing the ball. But he is trying to make sure that he does with playing wide. He's pushed his fullbacks out wide. He's increased his width. He's trying to make sure that the press does not catch him again and again. And that is a very real and very valid strategy against high pressing opponents. You play out wide, you get that opponent to exhaust his players. And as you can see, Saint Maximin with an incredible trigger run, he's gone past the reverse elastico and won the corner there. So as you can see, playing against high pressing opponents, running down the wings is always a very good option.
A very good option indeed. And I think the next opponent of these two players, which I am assuming is going to be the winner of you and Shubham, has to take a lot of lessons to try and make sure that both of these players do not run away against one of you all, I mean, when you all play them. But right now, Rajan is going to be concentrating on his build up, and he's taking his time now. He's not rushing it up as he was doing in the first half, isn't it? I think in the first half, as soon as he got the ball, he'd want to pass it forward. But right now, he's taking his time, making sure that he does not lose the ball and only passing it once he feels this is the best option. I do
Also,
not
Selvin,
know. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
go on, go on. I'm sorry I cut you off. I was just saying that also he's trying to make sure that he keeps the ball at the 105th minute. The 90th minute chance that he did concede with Mohamed Salah was because he tried to take a extravagant shot at the 86th minute, giving the ball away and then conceding a very good chance that has a higher probability of going in than not. So now he's trying to make sure that the last chance of the half falls to him, but it's going to be half time here of extra time, and it's still 1-1.
Well, absolutely. And that was exactly what I was about to say, that he is going to try and pass the ball to his winger so that he gets the final attack of this half. But I think Arshdeep and me share the same mentality when it comes to casting a FIFA game, which is why he read my mind this time and said what I was supposed to say. But once again, these players have quickly resumed the game. And before we can talk anything about the first half of extra time, the second half has already started with Kshitij kicking us off. And there are around 14 in-game minutes left, and Kshitij is going to be trying to try and get that crucial goal that will set up this game on fire for sure, because Rajan will come out all guns blazing if that happens. But this is a sign of a player who is under pressure. He's passing the ball around, but without any direction, and he goes back once again to Marquinhos in defense, chooses a safer option to the left back. And Arjun, that is not some good signs if you are Kshitij.
Salvin, I think it's the press. He knows that he cannot give the ball away, because he does give. If he gives that ball away with Marquinhos there, it's almost a certain goal. And Kshitij has been pressing out of his mind, so he does take the safe option. I do not blame him. But now he's given the ball away in a fairly easy passing opportunity, and Rajan now has a chance to counter, and he's also given the ball. No, it's fallen for Cristiano Ronaldo, but as you can see, he's gonna get that ball, and it's the 113th minute. I would not blame Kshitij if he just tried to control the ball, and we might see the first penalty shootout of the day.
Well, I'd be very excited to see a penalty shootout for sure. But then, I mean, the way this tournament has surprised us, we've seen a lot of goals in the second half of extra time, and that's what Kshitij has in mind. But the goalkeeper, Alisson, rushing out of his line and making that crucial tackle to keep Rajan in this game. It stays at 1-1 with the 117th minute going on right now. And I think whoever gets the next attack is going to be possibly having the last attack. And that's what Kshitij would be planning to do. I think he's going to wait till the 119th before getting into Rajan's half and doing something. And I think now is when he's going to go for that attack. If this is a goal, Kshitij is going through. If not, we are going through a penalty shootout, the first of this day. Let's see what happens. Kshitij still has the ball. He is with a stall, twisting, turning, and he's lost the ball now. And that is going to be penalty shootout. So Arshdeep, let's do one thing. I take out the first penalty and you talk about the second, and we'll go in that order. Is that cool?
Definitely, Selvin. Let's do that.
All right. So I'll be taking Kshitij's penalty. I think he is going to go to the right, and that's a red time penalty, a horrible penalty, and he misses.
And he's gone straight down the middle, well read by Donnarumma, and it still stays 1-1.
Wow, this is unbelievable. Two horrible penalties, unfortunate to start with after high quality gameplay. And are we going to see the first goal? No, Mohamed Salah goes to his left and misses.
Cristiano Ronaldo almost expected to score and does. He guessed it right with Alisson, but Ronaldo's penalties are difficult to stop.
Well, absolutely difficult. And that was an inch perfect, accurate penalty, as they say. Here is Kshitij, who finally gets on the score sheet with Amavi, and that is a good way for him to score.
Rajan does have the upper hand, but he misses, and now it's 1-1 level with 3 penalties taken.
Wow, 1-1 with 3 penalties taken. Here, I think that's Vinicius Jr., who is gonna miss once again. And let's go.
And I don't know who this player is, but he's going with his right foot, and he does score straight down the middle. It was Christopher Nkunku who gives Rajan the upper hand heading into the last penalty.
Well, and Kshitij has to score this one to have a chance, but he goes straight and misses. which means that Rajan, out of all people, is gonna go and qualify with this penalty shootout. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry for my excitement. I think Arshdeep is gonna be very excited seeing what has just happened. I mean, the game was top class of the highest quality, but the penalty shootout, I mean, it is clear these players have never practiced penalties. I'm sure that's one thing that they will work on for sure. But it's heartbreaking to lose on a penalty, like why a penalty shootout? One of them has to lose, and when such things happen, when your penalties go wide or when they're saved, that's something that you do not want to see. Confirmation of the score. Rajan, congratulations. He goes through on penalties. Finally, 2 goals to 1 after penalty shootouts. What a game of FIFA have we had, Arshdeep. Hard luck to Kshitij. He's tried everything. And as we were saying, that's Mohamed Salah chance right at the 90th minute. Will it come back to haunt him? I think it did. And that's what happened in the penalty shootout. He missed that penalty with Salah as well.
Seven, it's a game of fine margins. Had that gone in, the game would have been done and dusted right there. But Allison coming up clutch, not once but twice for Kshitij. And at the end of the day, I think Kshitij's pressing warranted the win, and he got that win in the end. He was pressing Rajan's press. Rajan was pressing Kshitij. He was suffocating him, and at the end, I think he deserved the win.
Well, absolutely. I think it deserved the win. And I think, Arshdeep, it's time for me to tell you a goodbye for now. But every goodbye is a promise of meeting again. And we promise you that Arshdeep will be back with us when phase 2 starts, which will be after a while. We are going to be, heading up to Arshdeep's game right now. Arshdeep has his game with Shubham Jadhav. I will be casting the game alone because Arshdeep obviously will have to focus on that game. So, Arshdeep, just before you go, I'd like to wish you all the best. I'm sure you're going to give your best to play this game against one of the best players in India. But once again, you are here for a reason and not just to participate. And I'm sure this is going to be a cracker of a game. I'd like to wish you all the best. I think you'll take some time to set up. In the meanwhile, if you would like to say anything to our viewers, please go ahead.
Thank you, Selvin. First of all, I appreciate your wishes. And so far, we've had two extra time, an insane comeback, a game of the finest of margins, and one penalty shootout. I only hope I can give the viewers a game that is up to that standard. It's an entertaining game of FIFA, attacking FIFA. I hope to play that, and I hope that I walk away with the 3 points.
Well, I hope the same as well. I mean, it's going to be a great game regardless. I mean, whoever wins, whoever loses, both of you are great players with great FIFA knowledge and with great football knowledge as well. So you'll know which players to choose in which position. You must have done your analysis, and I think I'm not going to take more time from you. I'm sure you've already set up with regards to your game and you're coordinating with your opponent. So please go ahead and go ahead and set up your match. In the meanwhile, if we could have the bracket on the screen, or if we could have the screen which shows Shubham versus Arshdeep on our screen right now, it would be great because Arshdeep has to make a move. Here he is on our screen again. Arshdeep looks completely different from what we can see right now with that smile. And Shubham, of course, looks very much focused, as if he wants to take down Arshdeep and all the opponents that are there. For the ones who are just tuned in, Arshdeep is my co-caster who will be playing next. He'll just take a minute to set up, that's for sure. And Shubham is going to be playing against him, which is going to be a cracker of a game, which is coming up soon. And Shubham, of course, playing for Odisha FC in EISL, is going to be thinking this is one of the best chances for him to go ahead and qualify for the finals of this tournament and possibly cement his place in the grand finals of the Esportz Premier Series, alongside Charanjot Singh and Saransh Jain, who won Qualifier 1 and Qualifier 2. Of course, this is the online wildcard qualifier with 2 players who will be qualifying, which is why we have the single elimination best of 1 format. We're just getting an update based on when this game will start. This game is going to start very soon, and I am sure it's going to be great when it comes to this game. That's going to start anytime soon. So we'll just get an update based on when this game starts, and I will be casting this game solo. And I think we're going to go into a break first before we go ahead and play Arshdeep's game and Shubham's game. So I think we'll just take some time because these guys are going to take some time to set up. We will see you soon, very soon in the next few minutes. Stay tuned. Do not go away. We'll be right back.
Turn toward me and look so weak. I've never seen you with such tired eyes. And everything we said we'd be, we just traded for a suit coat and a tie. And underneath the rows of trees, I will see you where the ocean meets the sky. Under your toes, the fire grows. You are ready for a different kind of life. You're silent for the wind is cold. You must return to the wild. You're silent for the wind is cold. You must return to the wild.
Well, hello everyone and welcome in. Thank you so much for your patience. We will be back with our action, and as I said, Arshdeep is going to be playing his next game. He's trying to connect with his opponent. We're going to go into this game very soon as they connect. Just to let you all know, let us know which camp are you from. Are you from Arshdeep's camp or are you from Shubham's camp? Because they are going to be playing the last game of phase 1 day 2, which was supposed to be yesterday, but unfortunately due to technical difficulties it could not be played yesterday. But I think I need to thank everyone involved with the back end that this did not happen yesterday, because we would have missed out on some amazing games. We've had 3 games today. 2 of them went into extra time. The first game between King of the Ring and Yash, 2-all after 90 minutes, 5-2 to Yash after extra time. The next game between Aman and Shayantan, 2-all after 90 minutes, 3-2 to Aman after extra time. And the last game that we saw between Kshitij and Rajan, 1-all after 90 minutes, 1-all after extra time, and then went on to penalties, where it was Rajan who edged it by 2-1 after 5 penalties each. I mean, it was an absolute cracker of a game. It was a brilliant game. Up next, we're gonna have Shubham Jadhav up. Once again, you can see the players in front of you, both of them looking very confident. Arshdeep, of course, wearing his traditional look, but do not go by what you see on your screen. He is going to be playing an absolutely incredible game. Let's go ahead and see if the game is ready. And I'm getting an update that the game is going to start anytime soon. Make sure to go ahead and drop your predictions in the chat. Invite your friends. Let them know about this tournament as well. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow Esportz on Instagram for more. And here we are with the game. Arshdeep is the one who's playing in the white and red Ajax kit, and Shubham is the one who's playing in that black kit. Now it's going to be a great game between these two great players, because both of them, of course, are friends and they've played multiple times together, and only time will tell who comes out on top. Now, I did not know who's going to be the first one who's going to be scoring a goal, but let me tell you, both of them will have to work really hard to find the back of the net, because both of them are very solid defensively. Both of them are very cool and composed in attack. Arshdeep has been casting a lot alongside me, and he has been watching all the best players do all the right and the wrong things, and he's been making a note of all of them. And I'm sure he's going to use everything that he's seen in Esportz Turns One online qualifiers for the Esportz Premier Series and execute everything. Let me know in the chats if you think Arshdeep can cause a possible upset against Shubham, because that's something that's going to be fair enough to say, because Shubham is playing in the EIS and he's been a very good player in this country for a while. And only time will tell if Arshdeep can cause that upset versus Shubham. And both of them, once again, are great friends. They've been playing each other in different events. They've been playing each other in friendlies. Arshdeep looking strong right from the start. He has the ball, passes it on to Verratti, takes his time with Mondi, and let's see what Arjdeep has in store and what Shubham has in store for Arjdeep as well. Because right now in the first 10-13 minutes, it's been all Arjdeep who finds a cutback and who finds his favorite player, Lionel Messi, who passes it on to Di Maria but does not get the ball in front, and that's going to be offside. And we're going to go resume with Shubham getting the ball, and he has his keeper as Peter Cech, a very rare sight that you see when it comes to foot, considering that all of them have been using meta goalkeepers. But then if he is using it, I'm sure there is a reason why he's doing that. But here is Shubham now trying to make the most of what is happening. And let's see what he's got in store for all of us who are watching. Shubham taking his time, positive build up coming his way, not rushing the attack, does not want to lose the ball. Presnel Kimpembe, who is very overpowered in this game, right now passing it on and switching flanks because Shubham is not taking any unnecessary risk. From Bruno Fernandes to Kylian Mbappe, who is possibly considered to be cracked in this game. When I say cracked, he is very good and even better than the overpowered players, is what I have heard. And right now, Arshdeep, of course, has dispossessed Shubham. He is in the center, hoping for Shubham to press and to take that ball away from him while he tries to find some more space. And just to let you all know, this is the last game for phase 1 day 2. After this game, we will be having phase 2, which will be, some more games, round 2 of some new players. There were a lot of players who got a forfeit in the first round, a lot of them who got a bye in the first round. Most of them are going to be playing today with the winners of day 1 of the Esportz Turns One online wildcard qualifier for the Esports Premier Series. Right now, this game seems to be very balanced. Both of them are not taking any risk going forward. They do not want any unnecessary risk. They don't want to lose the ball because both of them know one unnecessary risk can put them under a lot of pressure if they turn out to concede a goal. Arjun tries to go for that finesse, and out of nowhere, with Di Maria out of all people, takes that shot and surprises Shubham completely. 1-0 to Arshdeep, 27 minutes gone, and that was possibly the goal of the day by Di Maria out of all people. But what a beautifully taken shot, what a finesse, and what a goal. Congratulations, Arshdeep, on that lead. Here is Shubham Jadhav hoping for a reply before halftime. Gives the ball to Cristiano Ronaldo, but then loses the ball immediately. That's going to be a throw-in now in his favor. He's got Cristiano Ronaldo and Kylian Mbappe up top and club them up with Neymar Jr. and Bruno Fernandes, Kante. That is a very, a very frightening lineup. If I am Arshdeep, that's one thing I do not want to be looking at. Arshdeep has Vinicius Jr., Messi, and Di Maria. So Arshdeep is clearly going with some meta and some favorite players, but then it has worked out for him. He went out with Di Maria, and he is the one who scored. Very honestly, I never thought he would be the one who'd score for him, but it is what it is, and he is very strong defensively as well. Here's Di Maria again. Loses the ball thanks to the press of Shubham Jadhav and Kante. Theo Hernandez gives it to Ronaldo. Back to Hernandez, back to Ronaldo. The ball is now with Neymar Jr. On that left side. Shubham trying to look for that opening, but Arshdeep is very solid defensively, and here he is now trying to attack with the greatest player of all time, as considered by many, Lionel Messi. Back to Di Maria, who scored that winning goal in the Copa America final. Is this goal that he scored also the winning goal for him against Shubham? Only time will tell. Here's Atal, who now passes it to Messi, who passes it to Neymar Jr., who is on his left, who takes a shot, and that is a big save by Peracek to keep it at 1. And oh my goodness, that is a goal. Marquinhos, out of all people, has scored. I am sorry for my excitement. I cannot control my excitement right now because it is 2-0 to Arshdeep. Yes, it's 2-0 to Arshdeep. Shubham Jadhav has a mountain to climb, and Marquinhos, out of all people, scoring from a set piece. Ladies and gentlemen, I was talking to Arshdeep about the importance of set pieces, about the importance of corners, and he told me when he's playing a top player, he has to make the most of these corners, and that's what he has just done. And look what that has done for him. It has put him 2-0 up against a player like Shubham Jadhav, and now Shubham has to find a way through to make this game interesting. But Arshdeep, is a player who's also known for his game management, and this is going to go down to the wire for sure, because if he wins this, Shubham is going to put all the pressure in the world on him to try and make sure that he does not win this one easily. But Arshdeep has the ball once again, and he is going to pass the ball to Vinicius. He's going to possibly get another chance, maybe. Shubham clears it away, and that's going to be the end of a very exciting and a very, very, very unpredictable first half of football. And I'm so sorry, I think Arshdeep is playing in that Arsenal kit, whereas Shubham is playing in the Liverpool away kit, which is why the black and white and red the jerseys that we could just see on our screens. I'm really sorry once again. This is going to be a great, great, great game, and I think it's been fairly entertaining, right? I mean, from the start till the end. At the start, we saw both of them not taking risks, but Arshdeep, of course, took that all-important risk and took that finesse shot out of nowhere from Di Maria. Went on to score the goal, should have scored the second, but got the corner and eventually scored from Marquinhos. Right now, we are into the second half of the last game of Phase 1, Day 2 between Arshdeep and Shubham. Shubham Jadhav, of course, has a mountain to climb right now with 44 in-game minutes left. Arshdeep is giving everything that he's had right now. He's going to be joining me after this game because we'll have a break. We'll give him some breathing space, regardless of him winning or losing this. But Shubham, of course, will not want to lose this game, considering his mentality, considering his stature in the Indian FIFA community, and that's what he has in mind. He's trying to find an opening, but Arshdeep, very solid defensively right in the first half. I don't think he allowed Shubham to even get inside that penalty box, let alone take a shot or create a chance. But here is Cristiano Ronaldo. Kylian Mbappe now has the ball. Is that going to be a penalty? No, it's offside. That is not a penalty. I thought Shubham Jadhav had a lifeline with that penalty, but unfortunately for him, it is offside. Here's Marco Verratti, tries to find Lionel Messi. He does. Is that going to be a third goal? No, it's a big, big, big save, and I think it's ricocheted off Lionel Messi. It hit Lionel Messi again and went out. I think Shubham must be thanking his lucky stars right now, because if that was 3-0, no matter who you are against Arshdeep, I would have bet on Arshdeep to win this game altogether. Now, just to let you all know, if you are from Shubham Jadhav's camp, we've had a game earlier today where King of the Ring was 2-0 up till the 84th minute. Yash, of course, a relatively unknown name, went on to make it 2-2 in the 90th minute and then went on to win the game 5-4 with all the momentum on his side. Right now, Shubham would be hoping for something similar, but I'm sure he does not have to wait till the 84th minute to do anything of that, because Arshdeep may not fall under that pressure after seeing different people go ahead and do different things in this tournament. And he's learned a lot after this casting experience as well, because he can now understand what's right and what's wrong in a much better way. And here is Lionel Messi, of course, out of all people, once again inside that box, trying to get something out of nothing and out of nowhere for Arshdeep to try and make it 3-0, but it still remains a 2-0, less than 30 in-game minutes left. Shubham Jadhav needs another goal to get back into this game and to make this game interesting, but Arshdeep wants to kill this one off. Marco Verratti gives the ball to Lionel Messi, but that's well intercepted by Shubham. But the ball's back with Arshdeep. The game is at a very fast pace. He takes a very poor shot, unfortunately. I think that was Di Maria who took a shot on his right foot, which is why the ball ended up so awkwardly on the sidelines. Here is some breathing space for me. Here is some breathing space for Arshdeep and some breathing space for Shubham Jadhav as well, because we are absolutely in for a cracker of the last 20-25 minutes that we have right now. And it's going to be great to see what happens next in the second half of this game. I am sure I'm going to be needing a break after this game, because the first half and the first 70 minutes have been absolutely entertaining right till the core. I mean, the first 60 minutes, I'm so sorry. 64th minute, and we go again. Shubham has the ball, trying to look for that goal so that he can somehow get the damage done and get that goal back and get some momentum to possibly get that equalizer and maybe even the winning goal. But Arshdeep has other ideas for sure. He does not want momentum to shift in Shubham's favor. He has the momentum now. He has the players. He passes it to Messi. Is that going to be a goal? He tries to go for another pass, which was absolutely unnecessary in that situation. Will that come back to haunt him? I do not know right now. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, because Shubham now is on the attack. Here is the ball, and that is going to be the goal that Shubham was looking for a long time. 70 minutes gone. Arshdeep 2, Shubham 1, Kylian Mbappe scores. And guess what? Arshdeep misses a simple chance at the other end. Shubham makes the most of it in a very similar way. We have 20 in-game minutes left, and that is not what Shubham would have wanted. He would have wanted the ball to go there diagonally to his player, but then unfortunately for him, FIFA decides not to do that. Here is Arshdeep once again, has no signs of stopping down. He knows if he can score twice, he can score thrice as well. He's on the edge of the box. Is he going to find somebody on the cutback? The answer is it is going to be Shubham's player. And now here's Cristiano Ronaldo on the right wing for Shubham. Tries to cut inside in a very good way to Neymar Jr. but ends up losing the ball. Here's Lafont, out of all people that Arshdeep has chosen in his goal. Takes his time, does not rush it up, and passes it on to Neymar Jr. in midfield, but he's given the ball away to Kylian Mbappe, and he has now passed it on to Neymar Jr. and it is 2-2. Has he thrown this game away just like King of the Ring did in the first match? It is 2-2 right now. 78 minutes gone. How can this game change so quickly? We never know, but this is how unpredictable FIFA is. This is how unpredictable Esportz Turns One online wildcard qualifier is, and this is exactly what we live for as FIFA fans, as football fans, and as fans of entertainment, because there is a high chance that Shubham can now go ahead and win this game with the 9 in-game minutes left. Here is Arshdeep hoping to see that the pressure does not get to him. He has Fofana on the ball. Vinicius Jr. running on that left-hand side. Lionel Messi, out of all people, gives it, and oh my goodness, mate. Arshdeep has scored once again, and that is a goal from his center defensive midfielder Fofana, out of all people. He's had absolutely weird people scoring for him that nobody would have expected. Marquinhos, Fofana, Di Maria scoring a finesse from outside the box out of nowhere. And out of nowhere, Shubham finds himself in familiar territory as he did for most of this match. He made it 2-2 by scoring 2 goals in 7 minutes. But right now, there are 7 in-game minutes left, and he has to find another goal if he has to force this game into extra time. Remember, this is single elimination best of 1. If the scores do not change, it's going to be Arshdeep that's going to qualify. And Shubham does not want that to happen because he would want to be in the finals and the grand finale of this tournament. He takes a shot with Neymar. Is that a penalty or is that a goal kick? The answer is the latter option. That is a goal kick. Arshdeep taking no risks, but then still ending up losing the ball. Neymar Jr. is now in the ball, but that is absolutely amazing defending out there under some pressure from Presnel Kimpembe, from Arshdeep's team. That's a throw into Shubham. He still has the ball. There's Joko. Kante trying to find an option to pass to. Here's Neymar Jr. Gives it to Mbappe. And I think he should have taken a shot there, but unfortunately passes it back to Mbappe and loses the ball. If Arshdeep can get this ball here, I think that is going to be that. And that is going to be Arshdeep's throw. Ladies and gentlemen, I think he's done enough. He is not going to lose the ball from here. Vinicius Jr. gives it to Theo Hernandez, puts the ball out, and that is going to be that. Arshdeep has caused a very, very, very big upset right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we've had an upset is the right word, but then Arshdeep, of course, a great player. Congratulations to him. I think he's going to come back super duper happy. He must be super duper happy right now listening to me and listening to how his game has been and seeing how his game has been. The final score of this game, Arshdeep 3, Shubham 2. Yes, you've heard that right. You will be seeing it on your screen as well. Arshdeep 3, Shubham 2. It's Arshdeep who's going to qualify to phase 2, which is going to start very, very, very soon. My goodness, what amazing games have we seen from phase 1, day 2, which was supposed to happen yesterday, but they happened today, and that will bring us to the end of phase 1. We've had all the games played. Once again, a reminder, Nihal got a forfeit from Abhishek. We've had the winners of day 2 from phase 1, that is Yash, that is Arshdeep. We've had a great game between a lot more players that were played. I am actually lost for words right now. We've had Aman who won as well, and we also had Rajan who won. So 4 winners from this day. We're going to take a small break right now. I think it's going to be a 5 minutes break or a 10 minutes break. I do not know, but it's going to be a small break. Arshdeep will be back with me. I'll be back here as well. And we are going to be back with phase 2 day 1. It's going to be single elimination again, but we're going to be back with some exciting games, with some new players and with some existing players who've played the Esportz Turns One online wildcard qualifier for Esports Premier Series. Stay tuned. Do not go away. We will be right back.
silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
Thank you so much and welcome in once again to Esportz Turns One, the online wildcard qualifier for the Esports Premier Series Grand Finale. This is going to be happening in December. My name is Selvin. Alongside me is the winner of the last game that was played from Phase 1, Day 2. That's Arshdeep Singh. Look at that man smiling because he's deserved it. What a game of FIFA. First of all, congratulations, Arshdeep. What a game that was. I think incredibly well done. What a beautiful game of football. You went up 2-0. Shubham made it 2-all, and then you showed a lot of character, a lot of respect to get that back to 3-2 and to hold on to that lead. Congratulations once again. How are you feeling right now?
Thank you, Selvin. Firstly, I am very happy. Shubham is one of the best players in the country. There is a reason he's representing Odisha FC. He's in that bio bubble. He qualified for the tournament. He's won multiple tournaments. He's a signed professional. To go up against him, it is always a humbling experience. Like I said before, you can never underestimate the importance of a corner kick. It is statistically the most. I've been repeating this thing. Is the most the set piece you're going to get the most amount of times. You have to learn how to do it. Thankfully, the PSG boys came up clutch for me. Di Maria channeled his inner Maradona with that 40-yard finesse, and then Marquinhos jumping like prime Didier Drogba to get me that win. It was an incredible game of FIFA. Massive props to him, but yeah, I'm happy with the result. I'm hoping I can go farther in this tournament.
Well, all the best for that. But right now, I think you and me are going to go further and go ahead and commentate and cast the next games that are going to be coming up, because we are now in phase 2. And this is going to be day 1 of phase 2 with some interesting games. Just to let you all know, we had a lot of players who received a bye in the first round. That was in phase 1. Let's just take a look at the format once again of this tournament. Phase 1, of course, which is now done, was single elimination best of 1. Phase 2 that starts right now is also going to be single elimination best of 1, as you can see on your screen. The winners of phase 2 are going to go directly into the semi-finals. So one game is going to land you into the semi-finals. A defeat is going to make sure that you are out of this tournament. It's do or die. It's now or never. And it's going to be starting very soon. We have some great games lined up right now. Our focus, Arshdeep, is going to be on the first game between Soumak Ghosh and Dharvesh Khera. Of course, both these players did not need any introduction. We were talking about them when we started our stream today for phase 1, day 2. But now it is phase 2, day 1. And now it's time to see some absolute incredible FIFA games. I mean, we've had a great day already. It's been highly energetic, highly exciting. But this is possibly the game of the day, isn't it? Soumak Ghosh versus Dharvesh Khera. Dharvesh, of course, beat Sid in the phase 1. And that was an emphatic statement that was made by him. Soumak has been one of the top players in this country. He's been making semi-finals and finals very often. Arshdeep, what are your thoughts on this blockbuster game?
Selvin, we've seen both these players go time and time again. They've been around the FIFA scene for a long, long time. We've seen Dharvesh do his nifty skills with those 5-star skillers and that incredible pressing which he has, which suffocates the opponent. Soumak, on the other hand, has a very contrasting style. He likes to keep the ball. He likes to get the opponent to make that mistake. So it's going to be an incredible, incredible game between two contrasting players. And Dharvesh has already shown what he can do against in that first game against Sid. Sid Chandrana is one of the best players in the country. He's represented India. He's just signed a contract with Mumbai City FC in the FGS. That is not a small feat at all. And to beat him the way Dharvesh did, it was a resounding victory. Taking nothing away from Sid, he was playing incredibly well. But Dharvesh has had an answer for everything. Dharvesh has already stamped his authority on this tournament. And so I'm going to be backing him and thinking Dharvesh wins this 2-0.
Well, that is a very strong statement said by you. Also, thank you for the introduction of both these players. Once again, they can be seen on your screen looking very confident as always. Soumak Ghosh versus Dharvesh Khera. Both of them can play their A game and under a lot of pressure and absolutely perform under pressure and at a tournament of every stature. And this tournament, of course, Esportz Turns One online wildcard, is possibly one of the best tournaments these guys can participate in. And these guys once again have the best chance to be in the national final alongside Charanjot Singh and Saransh Jain. Just to make things interesting, I'm going to say that this is going to be won by Soumak, just because Arshdeep has said Dharvesh is going to win it 2-0. I mean, both of them are my good friends, and I will not be surprised if any of them wins this game, because both of them, of course, have deserved to be where they are right now with regards to their FIFA careers. Dharvesh, of course, playing for Hyderabad, I think in the EISL. He's gone on to a great start as well over there. He's gone on to a great start in Esportz Turns One, the online wildcard qualifiers, and I'm sure he's dreaming of going all the way in this qualifier, not just as not just by beating any other players, but he's already beaten Sid. He wants to beat Soumak, and if he can do that, I think he's going to be a name to fear in the grand finale, isn't it?
Absolutely, Selvin. If he can win this game, if he can show the same kind of FIFA that he did versus Sid, he will definitely be the favorite, the heavyweight to win this tournament and arguably win the grand finals as well.
Well, absolutely. And I think we've just got an update that the game is going to start within the next 1 minute. Guys, if you are around, in case you haven't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel of Esports. Follow them on Instagram as well for all the updates with regards to FIFA, with regards to Valorant, Free Fire, and many other games that are going to be there on this channel and on their Instagram. If you have any friends who are into gaming, who are casual gamers, professional gamers, who play with their friends, let them know, because you never know when they can make the most of the opportunity that esports provides them. We also have the Esports Premier Series Grand Finals coming up very soon. All the updates will be on our YouTube channel and on Instagram as well, and that's something you should not miss out on. Of course, with me I have Arshdeep Singh, who also dreams of being a part of that tournament, because he is gone ahead and beaten Shubham in the last match of Phase 1, Day 2 today. Just to recap quickly before this game starts, we've had 4 amazing games of Phase 1 that we played, and here we see the brackets in front of us. Arshdeep, why don't you take us through the brackets right from the start? I mean, with regards to Day 2.
Definitely, Selvin. First, we had Dhyey and Yash, Kanakya and Yash Thakur going against each other. It was an incredible game. Kanakya controlled the game for 85 minutes. It was 85th minute, he was 2-0 up, but Yash Thakur rolled up his sleeves and got the job done, and ultimately ended up winning in extra time 5 goals to 2, which was followed by a tactical masterclass shown by a FIFA masterclass shown by both Aman and Shayantan. They were both incredibly patient, made their chances, and Aman just had that a little bit of an edge when he showed their composure with Cristiano Ronaldo to win that game 3-2 again in extra time at the 118th minute. As already discussed, Nihal versus Abhishek was the bye, where Abhishek forfeited the game and Nihal went on to qualify by default. Next, we had Rajan and Kshitij, another incredible tactical game, which was 1-1 after extra time, and Rajan clutched up the penalties and ended up securing his spot in the next round versus Pinare. And the final day of the game, yours truly was going up against Shubham. It was an incredible game. I was up 2 goals to nil up until the 70th minute, and Shubham turned on that pressure. I crumbled. I went down. It was then I conceded 2 goals. It was 2-2 at the 85th minute when Seco Vieira, as I like to call him, came up clutch for me and got me that winning goal.
Well, absolutely. Thank you so much for that summary that you just gave. I mean, for the ones who missed, Arshdeep possibly scored the goal of this tournament with his Di Maria, a 40 yards finesse out of nowhere. I mean, Arshdeep does not have a nickname named Randy Orton, but still went on to deliver that RKO out of nowhere to Shubham. And here we are with the first match of the day between Dharvesh Khera and Soumak Ghosh. Soumak is playing in that white kit, whereas Dharvesh playing in his preferred Chelsea kit, his favorite team. Arshdeep, I think the phase 2 could have not started in a better way. These two heavyweights of the Indian FIFA scene going up against each other on top form. We can expect a lot of madness, isn't it?
Definitely, Simon. This is one of the best games of the tournament. And as we can see, Soumak making his intentions clear from the 4th minute. He got into the box. Now he has a corner. He takes that corner, and that's incredibly well defended. Like I said, these players know how to counter every corner tactic in the book, and that was one of the corner tactics which has been a glitch in the game since day one. Soumak, of course, being an incredible player, knows how to capitalize on that, but Dharvesh has nulled him, and he's gone on attack on his own with Kylian Mbappe, who's found George Best in the middle. Looking at the teams, Selvin, both these players have incredible teams. Dharvesh having that Mbappe and George Best up top, and Soumak as well having that Mbappe again. I think that Mbappe is a staple for anyone who's trying to win and trying to play competitively, isn't it?
Well, absolutely. I think you need the best players to build the best team and to be the best player in FIFA. And I think Mbappe for sure is one of the best players, if not the best player in this game. I mean, A lot of people would say Neymar Jr., a lot of people would say Cristiano Ronaldo, a lot of players would say Lionel Messi. But Kylian Mbappe is up there, at least with regards to FIFA 22, with regards to all the qualities he possesses in front of goal. And that's what I think both of these players want him to deliver on this stage, especially against a player like, who has played so many multiple tournaments. And here is Dharvesh with that Mbappe, but that's going to be chance blocked. Of course, Dharvesh with a very creative username that he has, I want to pack R9, and we hope someday he does. But right now, Soumak, of course, is on the attack, passes it to guess who? Kylian Mbappe, gets inside the box, still Mbappe. That's well defended by Dharvesh. Arshdeep, take this over.
Definitely, Selvin. We've seen in the 16th minute both these guys have had incredible chances, golden chances, and they've both missed. And Mbappe with the red-timed finesse has hit the post with the red-timed finesse, and that is the greatness of Kylian Mbappe. Any other player there, that is not even close to goal. But Kylian Mbappe, being Kylian Mbappe, is hitting the bar with a red-timed finesse. Was that green or even not timed? I think that's a goal there.
Well, absolutely. What a chance. But then that was very pleasing to watch because the ball roll ended up into a finesse shot for him. But unfortunately, did not end up in the back of the net. Regardless, the score stays at 0-0. It's very exciting. We've had 20 in-game minutes and we've already had around 3 to 4 clear-cut chances for both these players. And I'm sure that set the tone up for the rest of this game, because both these players have no intentions of stopping, and that's what Dharvesh has in mind. That's some great press to win the ball back in a very dangerous position. Here he is trying to pass it to Kylian Mbappe, gives it to George Best, passes it back. I think that's a little too much of passing out there by him. Tried to make it look easy, but unfortunately made it look very complicated for himself. And now Soumak has the ball. And Arshdeep, I think you need to take it over and comment on Soumak's attack.
I think there was just a little bit of overplay from Dharvesh. He tried to be too cute, too clever, but he's made his intentions clear. He's pressing with his striker. He's pressing the centre backs back to goal, trying to win the ball ahead, trying to suffocate Soumak. But as we see that Soumak has gone in the box with Kylian Mbappe, cute little elasticos, runs down the wing, tries to find that space. But Dharvesh being ever defensively solid, Soumak does win a corner kick. My mistake, it's actually a goal kick, and Dharvesh has won the ball again. And he's going to try and build up with those quick passes, those quick skills, and trying to get the goal, the first goal of the game here. He uses that player lock extremely well and gets forward with George Best of all people. That's incredible defending from Soumak, and he's trying to figure Dharvesh out, but Dharvesh's pressing has made it extremely difficult for Soumak to get a bite in this game. What do you make of the first 30 minutes of the game, Selvin?
Well, absolutely. I think I agree with you. I think Dharvesh is pressing and Dharvesh's attack is making life tough for Soumak right now. This is not something he would have expected, but Dharvesh, a player with a lot of confidence, you can see that in his game. But Dharvesh must be kicking himself that he's not scored at least one goal in this game, if not more, because he's had some great chances. He's had some great moments where I think he unfortunately has been let down by his own decision making. He overplayed it or maybe timed it red, and then took a shot which was blocked at least twice in this game. But that is some good attacking intent by him. Here he is again. George Best passes it on to Joe Cole, who is now inside the box, gives it to Kylian Mbappe, and it is unfortunately not landing where Dharvesh would have wanted the ball to land. Here is Bamba, out of all people, running on the wings. Prestel Kimpembe trying to punch him down, but okay, this is going to be a great chance for Soumak, and that is well saved. Danger averted for Dharvesh. Great build-up and great FIFA out there.
Absolutely, Selvin. And Dharvesh, he needs to be a little bit more careful. With this pressing, there is a downside. With a player against Soumak, you cannot make any mistakes, because Soumak as well, even though he's been second best so far, we have seen him, we have seen what he can do. And that was another chance, and he's got in the box and an off-balance shot. But there is again what I was talking about. Soumak is an incredibly well-versed player in this game, and he only needs one chance. So Dharvesh needs to be a little bit more careful with his pressing and try to at least convert and go in halftime in the lead, or else it's going to be a long game for Dharvesh, and he's going to be lamenting over his chances that he has missed so far.
Well, I think very well said. That can be the case, as we've seen multiple times throughout Esportz Turns One online wildcard qualifier for the Esports Premier Series. We've seen a lot of players who've been doing their best trying to get that crucial goal, but then missing a lot of chances and ending up paying for it. And Soumak could have been in the lead right now. But is that chance going to haunt him as well? We've not had a goal, but we are at the end of the first half. It's been an action-packed end-to-end game with a lot of chances, but it still stays at Dharvesh 0, Soumak 0 after 45 minutes. But what an incredibly crazy first half.
Absolutely, Selvin. And you can see Soumak bringing on that Tekatito Corona special. I don't know what card is it, but that guy, rule breaker, he has 5-star skills, 5-star weak foot. So on his attack, he now has Neymar, Mbappe, Corona, and Vinicius Jr. All those 5-star skillers, incredible dribbling. He's going to try to make the most out of it. I think Bamba did let him down a couple of times, so I'm not surprised that he's taken him off and brought on that Corona card. He's an incredible, incredible card. And as we've already had half time, he's going to be able to run through the defense even with more veracity and try to get that first goal of the game.
Well, I think yes, indeed, both of them want to get that first goal because I think that's going to be a shift of momentum. Right now, both these players have had moments in this game where they should have scored, and I think 9 out of 10 times they would have scored or buried those chances. And unfortunately for them, it was not supposed to be in this game. But both of them trying to defend absolutely with a lot of composure. Here is Dharvesh with those amazing flicks by George Best. Gives it to Salah, gives it to Mbappe, and Jokol has a lot of space down that left-hand side. But unfortunately, the pass did not go as per planned for Dharvesh. Now Soumak has a chance to break. Kylian Mbappe to Vinicius Jr. to Fofana. And now, is this going to be the first goal of this game? You never know. Neymar Jr. on the right-hand side. Very unconventional. I've never seen Neymar Jr. play on the right-hand side, at least in FIFA 22 so far. What are your thoughts on that?
I think Soumak with that 5-star weak foot and the 5-star skills, it really doesn't matter which side he's playing from because Neymar will always be trying to dribble, and his finishing in this edition of the game is a little inconsistent. So I'm not surprised that more and more players are preferring to play him out wide rather than in a central role, because you cannot be 100% sure that he will score those chances as opposed to an Mbappe or a Corona even. Corona has incredible finishing, and he did bring him on. Neymar did start at cam, but he did bring on Corona for Bamba and push Neymar out wide. And he's going to try to make those chances and try to cut back into Corona or Mbappe. As we say that Dharvesh is trying to build a good attack. He does find his own Kylian Mbappe, and green times the shot and hits the bar. This has happened twice now. First was a red timed finesse, and with a green timed incredible shoot, and both times Kylian Mbappe has hit the post. And we have him again here inside the box trying to wriggle his way through, but Soumak with incredible defending. There is no time to even think, Selvin. Both these players want to get that goal and try to get the opponent under pressure.
Well, incredibly, I think Dharvesh is going to count himself incredibly unlucky. Not once, but twice, Kylian Mbappe has hit the post, one on either side with his either foot. This time it was a green timed bullet. It was a rocket that he fired, and both of us thought that's going to be a goal. But it still stays at 0-0. But third time, unfortunately for Dharvesh, it's not going to be a goal again. It looks like it is not Kylian Mbappe's night, at least for Dharvesh. And Arshdeep, if these chances are going to come back to haunt him, I think Dharvesh is going to feel a bit hard done by, because he should have been in a comfortable lead right now by at least a margin of 2 goals. Soumak has had a great game so far as well, but Dharvesh has had the better chances. And right now, Soumak tries to get an attack of his own and possibly make Dharvesh pay for those misses. But oh my goodness, that's something you'd never want to see when it comes to a game of FIFA. Such misses coming back to haunt you.
Definitely, and also it was Kylian Mbappe. He's a 1.5 million coin card. When you buy that card, you expect him to bury those easy chances. But Dharvesh is having a little bit of bad luck, you can say. But as we said, even in the first half, Dharvesh had a flurry of chances when he started. He couldn't convert them, and Soumak grew into the game. And he had his own incredible chances, which was saved by the goalkeeper. I'm thinking it's going to be a similar story there. If Dharvesh does not convert his chances, Soumak will grow into the game, and he might have a couple of more chances, and we might actually see this go against Dharvesh, and he might have to regret those chances that he's missed.
Well, I think I absolutely agree with you, Arshdeep. That can be the case because we've seen it multiple times in this tournament already. a player does not take his chances and then ends up conceding a goal and falls under pressure thinking, okay, maybe, just maybe, it's not his day. And right now for Dharvesh, it does not look like Kylian Mbappe's day. But I'll tell you what the great players do. They do not count on luck. They do not count on the past. They just go on and they try to make sure that everything can go their way. There are 12 in-game minutes left right now for both of them to possibly make a difference in this game. And if Kylian Mbappe ends up scoring for Soumak, I think Dharvesh is going to break his controller for sure. Because if I was in his position, I would quick sell Mbappe right away and break my controller for sure after seeing those misses.
Definitely, Selvin. Dharvesh just needs to keep his head. He has Soumak under pressure the entirety of the second half. Soumak did grow into the game at the end of the first half, but Dharvesh has had all of the ball, all of the chances in the second half. I'm just hoping that he can keep his head and not let those misses get to him and rush his players and ending up conceding, because Soumak will capitalize on those mistakes. Soumak is an incredible player. There is no doubting that. But Dharvesh just needs to keep his head, keep his calm, and convert one of these chances and just take the win.
Absolutely, Arshdeep. And I think this is one of the prime examples when you say FIFA at 0-0 is not always boring. This match has had everything apart from a goal, and it has had a lot of drama, especially considering Dharvesh's Kylian Mbappe and the chances that Soumak has missed as well. But here is going to be another chance for Soumak. He does not want to rush it. Neymar Jr. is now in the center, but he has lost the ball to Marco Verratti, who now has it. He passes it on to Mohamed Salah, who gives it to Tonali, back to Verratti. He's going to try and build up now from the left-hand side. Kylian Mbappe now with the ball does a pass, and I think nothing is going right for Kylian Mbappe. Everything he's touching is not turning to goal today for him.
And with the last minute of the game, you don't want to give the ball away. You want to have that last chance, because if he converts here, the game is over. And Dharvesh defends incredibly well. He's going to kick it out, show that experience, and take it to extra time. This game has been incredible. It has had everything except for a goal. Dharvesh and Soumak both have been incredible. You can see those expected goals.
Wow.
Dharvesh having 2.3 and Soumak having 3.6 expected goals. This goes to show that Dharvesh has had more of the ball, more of the attacking threat, but Soumak has had the better chances.
Well, I mean, that is right. I mean, both of them have had their chances. I mean, both of them would be thinking maybe we should have had at least one goal each, if not the lead. But right now it is still balanced at 0-0, and one of them may go ahead and score the next goal. I mean, this will be a very interesting and exciting game, even if there are no goals in this one, because it has been short of nothing, very honestly, apart from a goal. But here we are again into the first half of extra time. Dharvesh again in that blue jersey will be hoping that he tries to make the most of the situation and hopefully tries to get that goal. I'm not sure if they've done any changes, but right now here is Kylian Mbappe for Soumak, and guess who scores the crucial goal for Soumak? Kylian Mbappe. You cannot write a script like this. Dharvesh must be furious with his Mbappe right now for missing those chances, but Soumak, well deserved. What a goal, what a through ball, and what a finish. I think that was perfect FIFA at the perfect time. And all the pressure now on Dharvesh, and who is on the attack with guess whom? Kylian Mbappe.
Absolutely, Selvin. That's going to be a little bit of a punch in the gut, seeing Kylian Mbappe score that. But massive props to Soumak. He worked that chance extremely well. He picked the right choice. The right choice of the shot right there was the low driven. He had incredible game sense to go for that, and incredible goal all around. I mean, Kylian Mbappe, still Kylian Mbappe. You do expect him to convert those chances. Dharvesh will be feeling a little bit hard done by, but he needs to come back in this game, because Soumak is an incredible closer. He has incredible game management skills, and if Dharvesh is not careful, this game might just go away from him right here. And is that Kylian Mbappe again? No, it's Tecatito Corona, who's come off the bench, and that's the reason why you buy a 50k super sub. That's what he provides with those 5-star skills, 5-star weak foot, incredible pace, finishing, and dribbling. That is what he gets you.
Well, that is incredible. Arshdeep was speaking about him being a better finisher than Neymar Jr., which is why I think Soumak preferred to play Neymar on the right. And guess what? It has paid off for him. Corona goes on to score the second goal, which gives Soumak some breathing space with 20 in-game minutes left. There were no goals at the end of the 90th minute. I mean, till the end of the 90th minute. But now we've had 2 goals in the first 10 minutes of extra time, both going in Soumak's favor. I mean, a lot must be going on in Dharvesh's mind right now, considering how we reached extra time. But this is how a game of football is. This is how a game of FIFA is. You have to take your chances. If you do not, you can get punished. And is that what's going to happen out here to Dharvesh? We did not know. But Soumak has been flying in this first half of extra time. And I'm sure he has no intention of stopping. Arshdeep, do you think a comeback is possible?
Definitely, 7 is always possible, but it might not be with the third goal here, and that's 3-0 in the first half of extra time. And Soumak has shown his class. He's converted all three chances presented to him. And Dharvesh with that press, you can't blame him. He had to press him. He had to try and get at least one goal before the first half of this extra time. But he's had to pay for that because Soumak, as we said, is an incredible closer. He's an incredible game management player, and he's done his job. He's got the three goals, and now we should not, and we cannot count Dharvesh out because he's one of the best players in the country. He will come all guns blazing in the second half and try to at least take this game to penalties.
Well, I do know that is going to happen. And what an incredible first half performance from Soumak. Credit where due. Look at those expected goals going from 3.6 to 4.9. But more than that, the stat that matters is on the top of your screen. A 3-goal-to-nil lead in the space of 15 minutes of extra time. What a goal. What a game. What amazing finishing. Three different goal scorers absolutely killing off Dharvesh's chances. But then, as Luis Enrique once said, if the opponent can score 4, we can score 6. I think that's what Dharvesh needs to hear right now. If your opponent can score 3, you can at least score 3, if not 4. And if that happens, we go into penalties. If not, let's see if Soumak can take this through. Right now, we are into the second half of extra time. Soumak with the kickoff has the ball, runs down the wing with Corona. There is nobody who looks like who can catch him right now. He's going to take a break and try to find that pass in the center, who somehow reaches the penalty area. But then the ball is now back with Dharvesh, who I think is going to be still thinking about what has happened, leading to the game going into extra time, isn't it?
Absolutely, Selvin. And just to point out Soumak's game management, he pushed Corona out wide and Neymar in the middle. The reason for that was not because he trusts Neymar finishing more all of a sudden. And that 1 second, and that's Kylian Mbappe who's hit the bar, and it's a goal for Neymar Jr. on the rebound. And I think that's game done and dusted. But as I was saying, the reason he pushed Corona out wide is because he knew the press was coming and he needed a fresh player out on the wings to run with and run down the clock. And that is an incredible game management there. And this is what separates these professional players from the rest of the casuals.
Well, absolutely, Arshdeep, and I think you got to feel for Dharvesh, but credits to Soumak. What a performance in extra time. And I think Neymar Jr. took it personally when we said that his finishing is not on par in this FIFA, and now he has a goal for himself as well. Soumak has 4 with 4 different goal scorers, and I don't think that's going to take, there is any way back for Dharvesh or any player right now because there are hardly 4 in-game minutes left. Dharvesh charging his keeper and clearing the ball. That's going to be a corner which has been taken quickly. And that's a great routine. That can be 5. And that was almost a spear. But it's still out of danger. Dharvesh would at least try to score 1 goal to just salvage something from this game and give himself a pat on the back for trying everything possible. Because some days are just not your days. And today, unfortunately, was not his day for sure. But credits to Soumak. I think he is going to end up winning this game, the first game of phase 2 in the day 1 of phase 2. But what a mad game have we seen, isn't it?
Absolutely, Selvin. And as we can see here, the Tecatito Corona, fresh card, runs down the clock, escapes Preston Kimpembe and gets the win. All credit to Soumak. He's shown incredible game management throughout that game. He's absorbed that pressure. Dharvesh did look like he was going to run away with it in that first flurry of chances. But Soumak grew into the game. He's shown why he's one of the best players in the country. And at the end of the day, he's walked away with a 4-0 scoreline.
Well, that's exactly right. A 4-0 scoreline. I mean, it looks like he is just thrashed Dharvesh, but let us tell you that is not the case. Both of them had a great game. We went into extra time where Soumak scored not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 goals of his own. But what a display by both these players. I think congratulations, obviously, to Soumak. What a great game by this great player. Hard luck to Dharvesh. I'm sure he's going to be looking back at those chances and thinking, this is not what I bought Kylian Mbappe for, or this is not what I packed Kylian Mbappe for. And maybe that username, I want to pack R9, is because he wants to replace him with Kylian Mbappe. And that may be the case. But regardless, what a game have we had to start our phase 2 day 1. Soumak Ghosh after extra time beating Dharvesh Khera by 4 goals to nil. Yes, you heard that right. 4 goals to nil after extra time. We are going to be heading into the next game very soon. And I think I cannot wait to see what this day is going to be. Like, what more this day can surprise us with. We've had everything in this day so far. We were thinking in this game, in the last game that we saw, we did not have goals. But you know what? Then Soumak decided, oh, you think that this game did not have goals? Wait, let me give you not one, not two, not three, but 4 goals in extra time. And I think these guys are actually listening to us. We were like, Neymar does not score that well. Soumak is like, okay, you know what? Who's going to score? Neymar. We were like, Corona has better finishing. He's like, let me prove it for you. And that's what was happening. And I think the commentators' curse, as they say, may also turn up in some days. But regardless, I think it was entertainment of the highest order. We have 3 more games. And what are your thoughts from them?
I mean, the next 3 games are going to be, I'm hoping, they're going to be as good, if not better, than the one that we've just seen. Massive congratulations to Soumak for showing his class and getting that win. But don't take anything away from Dharvesh Khera. He played an incredible game. He got unlucky. Had he converted that first flurry of chances, he would have walked away with the game. His first performance against Sid will be one we're going to be talking about for a long time. Other than that, Soumak has basically cemented his name as the favorite of this tournament going forward.
Well, absolutely. I think that is right. And Arshdeep, I think you've had a long day. You've been casting. You had a game as well. Congratulations once again on your game versus Shubham. We have 3 more games that are left to be played today. And we have Neil, who is back and ready. Arshdeep, of course, has to prepare for his game tomorrow. That's going to be phase 2, day 2, because he has qualified from phase 1, day 2. And Arshdeep, I think we're going to say a goodbye to you. But before that, thank you so much for your amazing casting, for your amazing analysis. And congratulations once again on that goal. We're going to bring up Neil very soon. And I think we're just going to look at the fixture of the next match. I mean, at the brackets or at the versus screen of the next match, after which Neil is going to come up. So, Arshdeep, any words before you go?
Thank you for having me again. It's an incredible experience being here with you. It's amazing. You're an amazing caster. It's been incredible. It was an incredible game. I've seen some good FIFA. Hopefully, I've played some good FIFA. I've given people an incredible game to watch and have fun with. And yeah, it's been an incredible experience. Thank you a lot. And I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, thank you so much and all the best. And just to let all the viewers know, I have not paid him to praise me. He's doing it by himself. Okay, let's just have the brackets on our screen once. And in the meantime, Arshdeep can take the leave and Neil can join in. The next match is going to be between Arjun and Sudin. Of course, 2 players who had possibly the best games that they could have expected for. Sudin, of course, winning it by 1 goal to nil. And Arjun, of course, beating Chaitanya by 2 goals to 1 in that amazing game that we saw the other day. And I think Neil is going to be joining as well. And Neil, once you are here, let me know and let the audience know, how are you feeling today?
Selvin, I am here. Welcome. It's great to be back, and I have missed you, but I did not miss the action. I saw that last game; it was absolutely incredible. A big shout out to Arshdeep for really, you wouldn't believe it's his first time casting. He's been absolutely amazing. You, as usual, have been on top of your game. And ladies and gentlemen, unlike Arshdeep, I have been paid to say all these nice things about Selvin. So Selvin, I will be expecting something from you after this stream. Um, right now, though, Selvin, you know what? Instead of looking back, and there's a lot to look back to, I'd rather look forward because there's even more to look forward to. And right now, we're going to be having Arjun versus Sudin. It's crazy, it's old versus new. It's the young up and coming players versus Sudin Dinesh, a man who needs no introduction in this FIFA scene. Don't worry, we'll give him an introduction either way. But yeah, I think this is a great game, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, absolutely. First of all, welcome in, Neil, and we are looking forward to this game as well. And I think everyone is looking forward to see you cast this game as well with your expert analysis and with your style. And if there is anybody who missed the action, unfortunately, of this tournament, make sure to subscribe to the channel and follow Esports on Instagram. But here we are with the game between Arjun and Sudin. Arjun is in the black kit and Sudin Dinesh is in the white kit. Neil, who do you think is going to take this one home?
Well, Salman, it is one of my regrets so far of my FIFA career that I've never played against the headmaster Sudin Dinesh. So I really cannot I cannot comment on how good he is or what we can expect. I can, however, say with utmost conviction that Arjun is a very good player and Sudin needs to be careful right now. Though he is in the box, he has gone carefully. Again, that Corona who did so well for Soumak on the edge of the box, causing trouble. Fernando Morientes for Sudin almost gets a chance, and Arjun needs to wake up because Sudin, with all his experience, with all his knowledge, is never to be underestimated the way in which he seems to have underestimated him right now with the start.
Well, I think very well said. You can never underestimate a player like Sudin. As we said the other day, form is temporary, class is permanent. This is his comeback season. And one thing I liked about Sudin was the way he plays this game. He looks at things in a very different way as compared to the others. But right now, Arjun wants to make the score line different from what others would have done to Sudin. But the ball goes out for a corner, and we still stay at 0-0. It's going to be a great corner. Is that going to be a goal? No, that's a big save from Courtois. Of course, Sudin is a die-hard Chelsea fan. And I think before Courtois moved to Madrid, he was a big fan of Courtois, which is why I think is one of the prime reasons for him to play him in this team. But here he is now building up from the back as he likes. He likes to hold the ball. He likes to control the gameplay, and he wants to make the most of every pass that he gives. But that is a very rare loose pass from Sudin's end, and Arjun can now go ahead and possibly counter with Sadio Mane, who unfortunately loses the ball as it is intercepted by Militao. Neil, I think we're up for a great game. As you said, old versus new, and I think the action is always going to be, as always, and entertaining, isn't it?
Absolutely, Selvan. And you can see that there's a bit of a difference in play styles too. Sudin, of course, likes to keep it calm, likes to keep it collected, likes to, be in control, whereas Arjun seems to be an attack at all costs player. And I think this difference in play styles really makes for a great game. Like you said, Sudin is a diehard Chelsea fan. He's one of those Chelsea fans who always remind you that he's a Chelsea fan. And his Courtois so far has been keeping him in the game. Right now, you can see him using that 6'7" frame and dominating the box. Sudin Dinesh needs to maybe just refocus, because right now it seems that Arjun, the goal will be coming very soon for him.
Well, it does look like the same. The way you said, I think I do agree with you. Yes, so then not taking any chances, not doing that risky pass, which may end up with him losing possession. Here is Corona, who has gone inside the box with absolute ease as if nobody existed. I think he's going to look back for a cutback option. Tries to do that heel to heel, but does not get the return that he wanted. And now Arjun has the ball again. I think Arjun, this is the best time for him to make a name for himself, isn't it? Neil, if I am an upcoming FIFA player who's beaten a lot of players, just like Randy Orton did in his earlier days and got called as a legend killer, that's what Arjun has in mind right now as well, isn't it?
Absolutely, and I know Sudin will love to be compared to The Undertaker. I'm sure he'll be very happy with that. But right now, you can see that I think with that attack with Corona, the space he had in the box, I think he himself was surprised at getting that vast expanse to run into, and maybe he just fumbled it a bit. But right now, I think both these players have proved that they're good attackers. Defense, I'd rather not say, but it does seem to be that we're in store for a high-scoring game, Selvin.
Well, yeah, it does look like, but regardless of the number of goals, I'm sure it's going to be an exciting game because both of them, as we discussed, have a very different play style. Sudin, of course, very patient. Arjun, of course, wants to go and attack every time he gets the ball, which is what he has in mind with Kylian Mbappe, but that's well defended, well composed, very well composure shown by Sudin out there, who now has the ball and attack of his own with De Jong to Llorente, back to De Jong, and look at the space he has out here, and he has to do something about it, which is what he has in mind with Corona, and that's going to be the first goal of the game in Sudin Dinesh's favor. I think this man is playing, he's at a wedding right now, and he somehow managed to find a PlayStation and score using this team. What a goal that was.
Absolutely, Simon. Like a dagger, he went through the heart of Arjun's defense, and Arjun will be ruining that chance he just had, where he was one on one with that last defender and was stopped by Sudin Skunde. Sudin, on the other hand, made no mistakes with Corona. Right now, it is Arjun trying to hit back with a nice ball roll scoop turn, but it is Sudin's Militao who clears the danger, and I think that was a bit against the passage of play so far. But again, it just shows you Sudin's experience, and if he really is at a wedding, then this shows you his priorities.
Well, indeed, I am sure it's not his own wedding, which is why he has got time to play this game. But yes, regardless, I think he is absolutely killing it with regards to this game. But right now, that could have been an own goal with Kunde scoring it in his own net. It stays at 1-0 with around 7 in-game minutes left until we reach half-time. Here's Saint Maximin for Arjun. He's inside the box. He's gone through as if nobody existed. He still has the ball, and if he can score this one, that's going to be crazy. But he goes on to somehow miss from point blank range. Can you believe that, Neil?
Absolutely, I can't believe that because that is peak Saint Maximin. Talk about FIFA replicating real life football. I had a feeling he's done the hard part. He's created that space. It was that three-star weak foot of Saint Maximin Selman. It's that's what let him down. And on his left foot, he put it wide. I think that's one of those misses that's really demoralizing. And if Sudin does get another attack and he can score, it will be game on. Look at that again, hits the post. Wow, I think Arjun is doing all the hard work. We just struggling to get the ball in the net, and now I think it's time for Sudin to hit back. And if he hits back right now, if he scores before the end of this half, I think that'll be a peak psychological blow dealt to Arjun. I don't see Arjun coming back from that.
Well, I think that is the case. As I think, Neil, we've had this discussion multiple times, with regards to we talking about the second goal and the importance of the second goal in a competitive FIFA game, especially in a best of one single elimination format. And that's what Arjun almost went in through. I think Arjun is going to be kicking himself if he does not end up scoring in this game. He's had three chances, and all three could have been converted, and it could have been at least 1-1, if not more. But what a great half of FIFA, and what an entertaining half.
Absolutely, Selvan. There was some real good FIFA we just saw, and I really want to give a shout out to Sudin because his defending is really revolutionary. You saw him actually just take his defender back a bit, invite Arjun's player to come forward, and then just at the last minute, he cuts out that shooting lane. And again, that keeper Courtois, he just extends his 6 foot 7 inch frame and makes the save. But really, I think Sudin has been not quite the headmaster, but he's been the puppet master because everything has been going according to plan. And of course, Arjun's finishing has helped a lot.
Well, it has indeed, and we now kick off the second half, Neil, at the score of 1-0 in the favor of the headmaster Sudin Dinesh. Arjun taking his time, not rushing it up this time. I think this is something that we missed from him in the first half. But here he is with Mane, and that is going to be the equalizer. This time, there is no waiting. There are no mistakes. There are no excuses. It's 1-1. What a goal. I think Sudin has to work on his defense against Arjun because very often we've seen Arjun running away with the ball as if Sudin's defense did not stand in place. But what a great goal. Take nothing away from that, isn't it?
Absolutely splendid goal. What was his defender doing? Right now, you can see him just put an inviting cross across the box, but there's no one to put it away. And all of a sudden, that defense, which I just praised, looks very leaky indeed.
Well, it does look leaky, and it looks like Arjun is now blooming with confidence. You can see the way he's attacking, the way he's trying to get those players inside Sudin's penalty box. And Sudin, of course, is now going to take his time and hope to find that attack. But that's a great press. That's some great defense. That's some great FIFA overall. And I'll not be surprised if we see more of this. And Neil, I will not be surprised if we see another goal in this one, but I do not know who's going to get that.
Absolutely, Salman. Right now, you can see it's De Jong inside the box, and Kim Pembe, as he does in so many games of FIFA 22 this year, just is there at the vital moment to extend those long legs and get a block in. Selvin, I myself can't tell you which direction this game is going in. I think both these guys have uh, so much attacking talent, but defense, both of them are looking very suspect. And well, let's see. I think this is a game which the neutrals will love. And for Sudin's case, I hope if he is at this wedding, he wins. Because if you're at a wedding and if you lose a FIFA game, then that's really bad. If you're going to do this, if you're going to be, displaying such peak antisocial behavior, you better win.
Well, absolutely, because I'm sure we are never going to praise the food at the wedding because right now, oh my goodness, Mane has gone ahead and missed it. Once again, I think Arjun must be furious with himself. Saint Maximin and Mane from either sides in either halves have missed like chances which for sure would have been a goal. 9 out of 10 times you see them going in the back of the net. Neil, how is Arjun not in the lead right now? I think it's himself to blame.
Absolutely. I think Arjun's worst enemy is himself. Right now, I was thinking, all right, he's got that Ronaldo chop down. He's created that space. He's on his strong foot. And somehow, I don't even know if you can blame the game, Selvin. I just think that the nerves have gone to this young man and he's just put that wide. I have absolutely no idea what he's going through right now. I'm sure he must be feeling horrible, but he needs to know that it's still 1-all and he is still creating so many chances. He just needs to make sure he takes the next one. So then Dinesh has brought on Arnautovic, a very underrated card, and he'll be looking for that Arnautovic to make a difference for him. Right now, though, it is Mbappe with Arjun, uh, with that very loose touch, but somehow he keeps the ball. Benzema, I think there's a new Benzema looking to make that French connection work, gives it to Ismail Assar in the box, turns once, turns twice, and he scores with that left foot, top corner. So then Dinesh has a mountain to climb. He is 2-1 down. It does not look like he'll be scoring anytime soon.
Well, I mean, as much as I hate to admit it, I think that is the case, and it can be worse because here's Kylian Mbappe in the box, but the first touch lets him down. I was about to tell you, Neil, when you miss so many chances, FIFA is going to make sure that they come back to haunt you, and I hope that will not be the case for Arjun. But then Arjun is going to write his own fate, he's going to write his own destiny, and he is not going to be underestimated with regards to those misses because here he is again with Kylian Mbappe. Is he going to take a shot? He is going to take a shot and he is going to score as well. I am sorry for my excitement. My voice may end up going today, but I think it's going to be worth it all because we are seeing some top quality FIFA, and this is not what the headmaster would have expected, but what a great goal that was as well, Neil.
Selvin, this does seem like a bit of a passing of the torch moment because right now you can see that after a while we were talking about experience, but it's just the FIFA skills that are just shining through right now. If you lose the ball like that on the edge of the box to a team that has Mbappe breaking through, you are going to concede. And Arjun, despite all his finishing woes, makes no mistake this time. He finishes with precision and clean. Again, you can see Sudin Dinesh just giving the ball away so cheaply, and that's a recipe for disaster against a player of Arjun's quality.
Well, yes, indeed. That is something Sudin has to think about. But right now, if he could get a goal, I think this is going to be a very interesting end to this game. And that's what he has in mind. And here is Arnautovic, the player who's very underrated. But unfortunately, he cannot go past Marquinhos out of all people. And oh my goodness, this can go from bad to worse for Sudin and good to great for Arjun. But he decides to make a mess of it by going for a chip. How is this not 4-1 and how is this not game, set and match? I mean, if it was not confirmed already.
I think he tried to be a bit too cute there, but just look at that, man. One mistake after another. I think Sudin is just keen on giving him as many chances as possible. I don't know if he's displaying how good Courtois is. I don't think we need that display, Sudin. Right now, 3-1 down, 7 minutes to go. It will be nothing short of a miracle if he gets back into this game.
Well, that's what it looks like. I mean, I think Sudin needs a miracle right now. At least he needs a miracle with regards to his defense because Arjun is looking dangerous every time he goes forward. And if I am Sudin, that's something I do not want to see. It can also be with the fact that he is possibly not under the best playing conditions. But here he is with at least one more chance. Is that going to be a free kick? Yes. Is that going to be the first direct free kick that we see in this tournament? Neil, do you think?
Absolutely. I think Sudin Dinesh, oh well, he does not play that direct. He goes for a shot. He tries to dance with Corona on the edge of the box. But you know what? It worked once, but did not work after that. And I think we can both agree, Salman, that Arjun has deserved to win. And you know what? If he gets a fourth, it'll be a deserved fourth as well.
Well, absolutely. I think I do agree with it. Arjun has shown a champion's performance in the second half and also shown that he is a name to be reckoned with, a force to be reckoned with. And he is one player that you do not want to take for granted, because right now, guys, we've had a big upset, if I could say. Arjun defeating Sudin Dinesh by 3 goals to 1. First game of the day, which has not gone to extra time because Arjun was too good in that second half, making a comeback from 1-0 down at halftime to winning 3-1 at full time. And I think, as much as I wanted Sudin to win this game and to win this qualifier, as me and Neil predicted the other day, unfortunately, his journey in this competition, Esportz Turns One's online wildcard qualifier, has come to an end. Congratulations to Arjun. You have deserved the victory. Neil, your thoughts on the game?
Absolutely, Salman. He did deserve that victory. And the way it started, with him missing all those chances, and then Sudin Dinesh showing his experience, showing his composure, and putting that one goal past him, it did seem like, the young, inexperienced player would fall, to the older, wiser headmaster. But then again, Arjun did show us that quality wise, he deserved to go through. In fact, 3-1 is a bit kind on Sudin, because this game, unlike the last one between DK and Soumak, this game really should have had some more distance between the two players. But you know what? It doesn't matter. I think this is Arjun's first tournament, and what matters is that he's won his first two games. And I think if he wasn't already solidified as a dark horse for a lot of people, now he will be. He's beaten the headmaster. The headmaster has been sent home, and it is Arjun who goes on to the next round.
Well, absolutely a great display out there by Arjun, who progresses in this tournament. And for Sudin, the headmaster Dinesh, we know that he'll come back stronger and make an impact in the FIFA 22 series as well. But I think, Neil, it's time for us to focus our attention to the next game. We have a superstar from the Indian FIFA scene, Sagnik Banerjee, going up against Dhairya. Now, I'm going to tell you very honestly, I saw Dhairya playing in this tournament when he played the first game of Phase 1, Day 1. He wanted to attack. I remember Zinedine Zidane telling this about Messi. Messi is one player who wants to go forward every time he gets the ball. So just sit back and enjoy. And that's what I can say about Dhairya as well. He was leading by 3 goals to 2 in the 118th minute. He could have sat back and not give the ball away to his opponent, but he chose to attack, eventually got countered, conceded a goal, but still went on to win it on penalties. That goes on to show how much this guy wants to play positive football. But right now, the player that he's playing is none other than Sagnik Banerjee, one of the best players in India, not just this season, not just last season, but I do not know for how many seasons. This is going to be a cracker of a game, and we can for sure expect a lot of goals.
Salman, you know what? You were referring to that performance of Dhairya in his first game, and attack. Well, you attack, and you will be falling straight into Sagnik's game plan, because Sagnik is the type of player who will absolutely devour you if you play like that. Dhairya, this is his first tournament. He is very fresh. He is very experienced. Sagnik, like you said, God knows how many tournaments, God knows how many players in FUT have fallen to Sagnik. And I'm telling you, Selvan, when you see that team name, when you see Game Time Honey, you just know you're in for a long game of FIFA. We were talking before the tournament began about who the favorites are, and I did say that other than Aditya Chadda, I think it is Sagnik who will be the one who can cause the most problems for CJ and Saransh. Right now, you can see him attacking straight away with that Mbappe. Could we see a goal right at the beginning? We do. It's a reverse elastico. It is Neymar. He puts it away. 5 minutes in, Selvan, you know what? I have a bad feeling for the area.
Well, I am not going to lie, but I think I agree with you. Dhairya is against a player who's possibly on a different level. Now, there are a lot of times when you play your friends, there are a lot of times when you play competitors, but when you play players who are not on your level, who are a level above, it's always a different story. And looks like that can be the case today when we see Sagnik and Dhairya. Sagnik, of course, in that France kit right now, I think in that white kit. Dhairya, of course, in the grey or the green or the black kit that we have in front of us. But this is going to be I mean, it's going to require Dhairya's A game to try and stop Sagnik from scoring more goals, because Sagnik has been in such situations against such players on multiple occasions. And here he is trying to twist and turn, but that's some good defending and good character shown by Dhairya, who wants to clear the ball away, does not take any risk. And I think that's fair enough, and credits to him.
Well, Selvin, the first 10 minutes, the area has barely gotten out of his own half. You got Sagnik with that Neymar dancing. I think he'll be pulling out a rainbow flick before long, the way in which the area's defenders are so static. And right now, the area is enjoying some time with his midfielders in the middle of the pitch. You should treasure it, because Sagnik does not seem to be in the mood to play. And just like that, he takes the ball off of him. It's sad how easy that was, and I really hope that Dhairya can surprise us by, if not beating Sagnik, at least making it competitive.
Well, absolutely. I think Dhairya has all the potential for it, and let's just hope he can make the most of this situation. But this is what an experienced player looks like. You make a mistake, and you know your next move. You are there to cap it, to make sure that your opponent does not capitalize. And here is Sagnik in with Mbappe. Is he going to take a shot? He's going to do some skill moves. He's going to make sure that Dhairya does not get anything on him. But that is a big save, and Dhairya must be thanking his goalkeeper for making the save, because I'm sure he knew nothing about it. But right now, his goalkeeper cannot make another save. It's 2-0 within the first 20 minutes of this game. And if this continues, I think Sagnik is going to march on and have the biggest victory of this tournament so far. But what a goal!
Selvin, that's what you get when you mix experience, when you mix a knowledge of the meta, and when you mix Sagnik's God-given talent, God-given natural ability to just be that good at FIFA. It's 20 minutes in, and I don't think there is a person watching who has any doubts as to where this game is going to end up, in whose favor it's going to end up. Sagnik Banerjee dispossessing his defender on the edge of the on the halfway line. Mbappe again, who's done so much, who earned that corner in the first place. Neymar, he's just having fun at this moment. Sagnik, he's got Vinicius, he's got Neymar, he's got Mbappe, he's got all these players who are just floating around like a butterfly, and when the time comes, they can sting like a bee. There again, it all depends on how he takes this. This is his first tournament. There is absolutely no shame in losing to Sagnik. I'm sure if he bring out the average FIFA player, the average FUT player, Dhairya will beat them easily. But like you said, Sagnik is on a different level altogether.
Well, absolutely. There is no shame in losing to Sagnik, one of the best players in India. And I think for every player watching, I think when it comes to any game, you may lose, you may win. But I think the only time you need to be upset with yourself is when you do not give your 100%. You may win despite of not playing at your best. You have to be upset with yourself. You may lose despite of playing your best. But that's when you do not get upset with yourself, because you gave everything that was possible. You learn and you go on to the next day. And I think that's what Dhairya will have in mind. But right now, the game is still not over. We still have a lot of times, but you can see the pressure mounting on him. He's rushing into those decisions because Sagnik is not allowing him any time on the ball. And every time Sagnik gets the ball, he has so many moves down his sleeve, up his sleeve, that he can surprise Dhairya every single time.
Absolutely, Selvin. It's like there's 100 different ways in which Sagnik can score. And speaking of numbers, I can count on one hand the number of times Dhairya has, one finger rather, the number of times Dhairya has crossed the halfway line. We are 1/3 of the game through, and he's only crossed the halfway line once. That shows you just how clear, just how strong Sagnik's domination has been. That right now I can see De Jong for Dhairya on the edge of the box, plays a hopeful through ball to the other end. His confidence is shot, Selvin. I think he has mentally checked out of this game.
Well, as much as I hate to say it, it does look like, and that's what the best players do to you. They play with your mind, they play with your mentality, and they make you feel that, you know what, I just need to get done with this game and need to practice some other time and get back to learning some more things. Because look at Sagnik, he has a defender on every attacker. He's not letting Dhairya even breathe in this game. Forget about attacking or forget about anything else. Look at that. Dhairya is not able to hold the ball, unfortunately, for more than 3 seconds. And Sagnik is going to make it 3-0. As we talk about the 3 seconds, he's going to do the respect celebration because he knows Dhairya is a learning player. But then what a game And what a game has been displayed by Sagnik already. Three well deserved goals, three well taken goals, and it's 3-0 in the first half.
Absolutely. I mean, Selman, we've all been to all these college tournaments where they have that rule wherein if it's 3-0, it's an automatic forfeit. And I think Sagnik's the one wearing the white kit, but it is Dhairya who will be raising the white flag very soon. Right now, you can see Sagnik like a stone cold killer that he is, just having his way with Dhairya. I just hope that, since we're here, since we're at this point, Sagnik puts on a bit of a show for us right now. He does try with that ball roll scoop turn to squeeze through past Kimpembe, but credit to Dhairya. Dhairya is not going to concede like that to Sagnik.
Well, absolutely. Dhairya is still showing a fight that is left in him. Sagnik, of course, is going to go into the second half with a 3-0 lead. Dhairya still to register a shot on target. I mean, I will not blame him. He has come up against a player who has played multiple tournaments, who has won multiple tournaments, who has been practicing and playing with the best players in India on a regular basis. But here he is right now in this tournament with an intention of making a statement for the other competitors that he is here to qualify. He was very close in the first qualifier. He was even closer in the second qualifier. Neil, I think we were the ones who were there when he entered the finals of the winners bracket in a very, very, very convincing way to only go ahead and lose to Saransh. I think this is the best time for him to make a mark, isn't it?
Absolutely, and if you remember, Selman, that final, Saranj Jain was on his Super Saiyan best. That's what it takes, All that's the respect that Sagni commands. That Saranj Jain had to dig deep inside. He had to bring out 100% because even 99 was not good enough to dispatch of Sagnik. And Sagnik, with the crop of players in this tournament, he'll be very confident, Aditya Chadda aside, that he can take each and every one of them. And you can see right now, Dhairya, who has made it to the second round, he is not here like a lottery winner. He has deserved to be here. But Sagnik is just so good. And there you can see it is Goretzka again, lashes in that left-footed shot. Keeper has no chance. That new inform Goretzka card does the damage for Sagnik. 4-0 right now. And I'm telling you, if this man has the motivation, he can make it 10.
Well, I mean, I will not be surprised if he does that. But I think Dhairya, a massive respect to him. He is not stopping. He still wants to attack despite of Sagnik scoring a lot of goals. A lot of players, Neil, would be thinking, you know what, I'm going to go all out defensive. I don't want to concede more goals. I want to make sure that, I go out without being embarrassed. But Dhairya wants to attack every time he gets the ball. He's trying to press high. He's trying to make sure that he takes the game to Sagnik. And no matter what the result is going to be, I mean, we all know how good Sagnik is. And here he is again, Kylian Mbappe, 1-on-1. This is good goalkeeper movement. And that's a big save. But the danger is not clear. Kylian Mbappe still has the ball. And Neil, I think if we keep on talking about Sagnik's chances, this is going to be a long night for Dhairya.
Absolutely, Selvan. That was some great goalkeeper movement there. Again, I spoke to him before this tournament, and he did tell me that he's a rank one player in. He's a Oh wow, and he does score. Well, that's a goal which I really like. And all right, this is something which I don't like. And you know what, Dhairya? I think you have just dug your own grave because now Sagnik has got that motivation, and well, you know what? We're going to see how this ends, but I don't think it will end well for him.
Well, I think a great goal by Dhairya. I mean, taking nothing away from that. But after Sagnik doing the respect celebration 4 times, I think he would have not expected Dhairya to do the dance, which may actually give him an added motivation to go ahead and score as many goals as possible, or as many chances that he creates, he would want to score from them. And I would not be surprised if Sagnik goes ahead and does that. But Dhairya still trying to fight and taking the fight to Sagnik. That is commendable, Neil. And no matter what happens, I think for all the viewers watching, for all the fans, neutrals watching, there is going to be a lot of entertainment because we are going to see goals either from Sagnik or from Dhairya. But the goals are not going to stop. Here is Davis on the left wing, running away from all his defenders, passing it back to Neymar Jr., creating space, cancelling shots, elasticos, and oh my God, Neil, I think you need to take this over.
Well, you know what? I'm glad Dharvesh did that dance celebration because now I think that Sagnik has got a fire lit inside of him. And if there was any talk of mercy beforehand, I don't think there'll be any now. Right now, you can see that Dharvesh has got that press on. It's Alfonso Davies beats the keeper with ease, hits the post. Sagnik uncharacteristically red times his shot. When have you seen that, Selvin?
Well, I think he just tried to do something even crazier after that shot cancel and after that fake shot to open up that space, dropping the keeper on the floor. But I think Dhairya would be counting himself lucky that the score is still 4-1. But Sagnik, look at the space he has on that left wing. Raheem Sterling now running in, and that is a big save. I think uh, his goalkeeper, Dhairya's goalkeeper, has made around four insane saves. And is that going to be five? Yes, it's going to be the fifth save, and the scoreline remains at 4-1. And Dhairya quickly releasing the ball and making sure that Sagnik does not get an attack from the same position, and a great interception there. Is that going to be one more goal for Dhairya? If he scores one more and celebrates, Neil, I think it's going to be super fun.
Well, if he scores one more and celebrates, I think Sagnik will make him regret it for the rest of his FIFA career, because every time they match up, he will put seven past him. Right now, though, he almost scored from that similar corner routine, almost a mirror image of the goal he scored with Goretzka. And you can see right now that Dhairya, despite throwing all those players forward, looks a bit more safe in defense. It's funny how that works. Just when I say that, I think Sterling was on, but he's offside. But now I think the commentator's curse might kick in, and we might see Sagnik score two more to make it a resounding 6-1 victory.
Well, you never know. I mean, Sagnik is a player who can score three in the last 10 minutes as well. He can score with every attack that he gets. You never know. He can also dribble with one player and go ahead and score a goal. And right now, he's going to try something very crazy with a very beautiful lofted through ball from Neymar Jr. to Vinicius Jr., the Brazilian connection. Now to Sterling, who has some space but would need to find another pass, which he finds Neymar Jr. now inside the box. Alphonso Davies has joined the attack once again. Kylian Mbappe, Neymar gives it to Sterling. Still the ball is with Sagnik. And I think he was trying to cancel that pass, but eventually ended up losing the ball. But that was some good play out there as a fan, as a viewer, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think that's one thing which I always take away every time I see Sagnik play is the level of control he exhibits. To have that control in midfield, that's an achievement. But to do that on the edge of the opponent's box when he's wildly trying to get the ball off of you, that's a mark. It's a hallmark of a great player. And I just hope that we can see a great goal to cap things off from Sagnik.
Well, I think he wants to score a goal with Davies very badly, because I think that was the third time he tried to take a shot with Davies and did not try to pass that ball inside. But I think, Neil, there is going to be a fifth goal, because a player like Sagnik will never be satisfied after being the last player to concede in a game. And here's Vinicius Jr. is going to try and take that shot, but he hits the post. And I think that will be that for today. Yes, that is right. The game does end. Sagnik Banerjee now is congratulations to him. He's now through to the next phase. He got a bye in phase one. He's won his game in phase two, and he's now, I think, through to the semi-finals of this tournament. Esportz Turns One online wildcard qualifier for the Esports Premier Series. 4-1 after normal time. Another game that does not go into extra time. But let's be very honest. All credits to Dhairya. Hard luck to him. Well played. I mean, he got a goal back against Sagnik. But Sagnik on his day was a way better player.
Absolutely, Selvin. And to the surprise of no one, Sagnik does make it through to the next round. This was his first game of the tournament, and he was brilliant, as we have come to expect from him. Dhairya, well, you know what? I was going to say credit to him for trying, but that celebration left a bit of a bitter taste in my mouth, Selvin. I won't lie.
Well, absolutely. I think he was just trying to be a little happy about the way this game ended for him. And he must have thought, okay, let me just have a moment for myself, because the rest of the 89 minutes were meant for Sagnik in that game. But regardless, a great game and a great journey for Dhairya. He had a great first round. And unfortunately, he has lost to Sagnik Banerjee. Congratulations once again to Sagnik for moving on to the next round. And an emphatic victory and an emphatic statement for everyone who was watching him. As always, we wanted to see Sagnik at his best, and he did what would have been expected from him. And I think, Neil, as you said, we need to always go forward and not look back at the things we've seen. I think we need to go forward to the last game of this day, which is going to be between Jameel and Manoj. I mean, that's Imad Jameel, of course, as we also know him as Imad Rocks, and Manoj, of course. Neil, I do not know if you remember, but what a game of FIFA did he play against Fadal in that last tournament game, in the phase one, day one game. Of course, the last game of the day. Absolutely put on a show, kept trying that long ranger with Pele, and finally scored the winner with him with that long ranger. But today he'll be up against a player, Imad Rocks, who is a great player, also playing in the EISL. And this is going to be an absolutely crazy, crazy, crazy game, isn't it?
Absolutely. Imad is one of my favorite players to watch, one of my favorite players to spectate, one of my favorite players to cast on. Uh, Absolutely incredible player. And Manoj Kalai showed us yesterday how good he is. So I think this is a fitting end to tonight's action of the Esports Turns One FIFA 22 wildcard tournament. I think both these players are really good, but I have to say, Selman, I can't pretend to be unbiased. I want to see Imad play. I want to see Imad just show us what he's got. Already today, we've seen some great players in action. We saw Soumak, we saw Arjun, we saw Sagnik, and I think Imad deserves to be in that company, if not for what he's achieved on the national stage, if not for the titles he's won, but at least for the entertainment value. I think when it comes to entertaining FIFA, when it comes to just having fun on the game, it is a video game after all. I think no one can beat Imad. I'm really looking forward to this one.
Well, I'm looking forward to this as well. And there's another reason I'm looking forward to this for. Imad and Manoj are both known to try long shots and maybe in the form of a finesse or in the form of a driven shot. But they both try different techniques when it comes to scoring a goal and not just follow the meta, which a lot of pro players follow in FIFA, which is what makes their gameplay very interesting. And talking about gameplay, we are in the game with Manoj kicking us off in that white kit. As you can see, his PlayStation ID, the PlayStation username. Manoj in the white kit and Imad is in the black kit. And Imad has already queued a pause, which I think is going to be for a substitution. But last game of the day is going to be a fitting end, just like the other day. And here is Imad with a beautiful through ball directly in on goal with Kylian Mbappe. Does not take the shot. Is he going to take another pass? Is he going to wait for the right moment? He still has the ball. I think a little too much done there. But that's what we want to see right from the start.
Well, if you thought I was exaggerating about Imad beforehand, you know I wasn't now. But right now, it is Imad who has been, oh my God, who has been so lucky there with his defender. After you could say he was unlucky in the other half with his attacker. And Selvin, that's what I said. This is going to be a very fun, very entertaining game of FIFA. Already, we have had such crazy action at both ends of the pitch.
Well, that is some unbelievable FIFA. And guess what? All this happened in the first 6 minutes of the game, and it's still not stopped because Imad with Neymar Jr. twisting, turning, finding that space, getting the pause with a lead. It's 1-0 already to Imad. What a goal that was, and a goal to be remembered for a long, long time.
Absolutely, Neymar gets the ball on the edge of the box. Always a bad sign for your opponent if you can see him there. And then it is reverse elastico, and he's got all the space, all the time in the world to score. Imad, I think, deserves to have that goal just after those two attacks where he just split through the defense. Manoj did not know what to do with him. And again, you can see Imad with that 4-2-3-1 is just controlling the box for Fana, gives it to Neymar, who has Mbappe, but chooses to go alone, gives it back to Verratti. He's just probing. He's looking for an opportunity, looking for an opening. Dembele finds Mbappe, so much space, so much time, manages to keep the ball. That's some exquisite ball control there, Selvin.
Well, exquisite ball control, exquisite dribbling, and of course, a lot of people will not know this. Imad very high on confidence right now because he is also playing EISL, where he is representing Northeast United. That's also one of my favorite teams in the ISL, and he is the one who's representing them along with his teammate. But right now, he has the Esports Premier Series finals in mind, where he wants to play against Charanjot, Saranjan, and the winner of the other qualifier, which is why he is going to try and score another goal. He's been very impressive right from the start. Here he is with Ousmane Dembele to Kylian Mbappe inside the box. He has some unreal dribbling, and as Neil was saying, he is one of the most entertaining players in India, and he's going to cap it off with a goal. Is that going to be possible? No, that's a big miss. I do not know how does Dembele miss it from that distance, but if one player can do that, it is Dembele, and it stays at 1-0.
Selvin, that one scuffed kick stopped us from witnessing what was potentially the goal of the tournament. The control, it's almost disrespectful the way in which he was just making space on the edge of the box. Right now, though, he needs to defend. Again, Selvin, the way in which he's just mastered the ball there. We saw that with Sagnik, but right now I think Imad has taken it to another level. Just the way he's just keeping the ball, the way in which Manoj's defenders look completely physically incapable of dispossessing him. I think right now he's putting on a clinic for us. I just hope that he gets the goals to show for it.
Well, absolutely. I'm hoping the same. It's been a one-sided affair so far, apart from that first chance that Manoj got. Neil, it would have been great if Manoj would have got that first goal because Imad would have been under a little pressure. But then again, this game is not about ifs or buts. It's about what you do when you have the ball, and it's about how many goals you scored. Doesn't matter who played well or who played bad or who had the most chances. But if that would have happened, do you think it would have been a different play style from Imad altogether?
Oh, absolutely. I think then it would have really been one of those games where, it's attack versus defense. If Manoj was smart, he would have, just taken a few men behind and, just thought that, what, now it's time for me to weather the storm. It's time for me to just lock down and hope that Imad does not finish these chances that he's creating with such ease. Right now, though, you can see that he's getting back into that box. He's going out. He's waiting for that perfect chance. He's not going to take a pot shot, it seems. He's decided that what he's going to do, he's going to split that defense open. He's going to create the space. And then when he can see the whites of the keeper's eyes, he's going to finish past him. Or even better, just beat him and then just pass it into an empty net, which is what he tried to do with that attack with Dembele.
Well, I am sure that's what he tried and what he had in mind because that was a great move. And I think he would be kicking himself or maybe quick selling Dembele after this one for not being able to even get a shot on target. And that was a waste of opportunity out there. But he still has the ball. He's looked like a player who wants to win this game and win this tournament. And that has been some great play. I'm very impressed with his dribbling. Look at the way he's just gone through those players. He still has the ball and still tries to get the goal. But Manoj and his Donnarumma make a big save, which still keeps him in this game. It's still 1-0, although the danger is not yet clear. But if I am from Manoj's camp, the defense is looking very shaky, and that is not a good sign against a player like Imad.
Selvin, that ball roll scoop turn with Dembele was so good. They should illegalize it because I'm telling you right now, the space he created, he'd be wishing that it was Pele or Mbappe in that opportunity because then that probably would have been a goal. As it is, Dembele has scuffed one more chance for him. But if I'm Imad, I won't worry too much because the rate at which he's creating chances, the ease at which he's splitting that defense open, it is only a matter of time before a chance which even Dembele will not miss is generated. Right now, you can see Neymar almost losing the ball to his own player to Pele on the edge of the box. That happens in FIFA. That happens in real football. But again, you can see that it is for a second he gets the ball. Manoj, he gives it away right there on the edge of the box. And right now, Mbappe one-on-one. The angle was not conducive. But maybe that's why Manoj survives 1-0. And you can already see that he is stressed. That 3-5-2, which did so well for him yesterday, is absolutely not working at all against Imad.
Well, I mean, that is right. I think I agree with you. The other day, Manoj was attacking absolutely left, right, center. He was shooting every time he got the ball from distance as well. Today, unfortunately, apart from that first chance that he's not got a clear sight of goal from any distance at all. And that is something that's going to be, frightening for Manoj right now, thinking the type of player that he is up against, wherein he's not getting to do anything with the ball. I mean, he's not able to pass the ball around. He's not able to keep the ball around because I think most of the times we saw Imad dominating right from the start till the end.
Absolutely. All that attacking prowess that he showed off the other day, none of that is there for us to see today. It's been all about Imad. It's been the Imad show. It's been Honey Badgers FC running this whole thing. And now I think in the second half, knowing the way FIFA is and knowing Imad and his experience, I think now he has to maybe just put the champagne FIFA on hold and get that one goal, get that two goals, and then maybe towards the end he can start showing off for us. He can start putting on a show for the viewers, which I'm sure he loves to do.
Well, I'm very sure, but I think looking at the way he's playing, he still wants to do a little bit of showboating before scoring a goal because I don't think he wants to score a normal or a regular goal. He would love to score a goal of the highest quality because he is a player of the highest quality and he has skills of the highest quality as well. But right now, Manoj is in a very great position, but that's going to be well dealt with by Imad's Donnarumma, strong and confident hands. and that is a good clearance as well, because right now Kylian Mbappe on the attack, running forward, and that is not a sight I would want to see if I am Manoj, because you never allow Kylian Mbappe that much amount of space, irrespective of who he's playing against. In years Vinicius, that's some good defense by Manoj, and I think Neil, you should take it over.
Absolutely, I think Selman there with Vinicius, all that space. Maybe I would have tried a shot. You never know; it might go in from there. As it is, he tried to do that shot cancel, and Manoj, I think he's expecting that at this stage. I think Manoj has figured out that Imad will not go for that direct route one for FIFA. I think he's going to be doing the fancy stuff, and every time that happens, Selman, I can speak from experience. It is a bit tougher because now that element of surprise is no longer there. Well, you know what? You can do 1,000 elasticos, doesn't matter. The opponent, he's expecting it. You will not catch him by surprise. I think for Imad now, he needs to maybe play down the wings, put some crosses in, go for a through ball like he has right now. He gives it to Dembele. Dembele beats the defender. Neymar in the box. Can we get a reverse pass? Well, no. He turns back. He gives it to Mbappe on a plate. Mbappe gets lucky with the deflection and then just pushes it in into an open goal. Goalkeeper down from that initial deflected shot. And Selvin, you know what? I think you'll agree with me. That is well deserved. And now we might see the floodgates open.
Well, absolutely deserved. The deflection may have been lucky, but the lead is well deserved for sure. And I think everybody watching would agree with us as well. A good way to score a second goal. And I think that is going to dent uh, Manoj's confidence, because you don't want to concede a goal when it comes to a rebound of your defender. But having said that, taking nothing away from Imad, he's been the better player for this game without a shadow of a doubt. And Manoj is going to try and hope that he at least gets one back to put some pressure on Imad. But right now, here is Kylian Mbappe for Imad, trying to get that third goal for him to possibly give him a lot of breathing space. That's a beautiful lofted through ball. But Kimpembe once again coming to Manoj's rescue this time. What a great build-up that was.
Absolutely, that Kimpembe really saved Manoj there. Uh, that was a perfectly lofted through ball, and I did think that that PSG duo of Neymar and Mbappe would combine and get Imad his third, a very well deserved third that would have been. But as things stand, 70 minutes in, 20 minutes to go, and I think it'll be a miracle of the sort which we've never seen before if Manoj somehow manages to get this game.
Well, that is absolutely correct, because Imad has been flying in this game. He's not allowing Manoj to get a hold of the ball, as you can see there. He wins the ball. I mean, he loses the ball and he wins it in like what? You just count to five and the ball is back with him and he's back in the attack. Just like he's going to be, I think I'll count to five, five, four, three, two, one. And here he is once again inside the penalty box, but this time he loses the ball to Manoj and he has the ball. Do you think he can make the most of this?
Well, you know what? I hope he does, because that will really set us up for an exciting last 15 or so minutes. But let's be very realistic, Selvin. We've both been in this space for a while, and with the dominating performance that he's had right now, I think Imad has just broken his spirit. His confidence would have already been shot to pieces when he was just dribbling inside his own box with ease. But right now, you can see him, he's shutting him down in defense, and he is being absolutely levels above an attack. I think this game is done, Selvin.
Well, that's what it looks like for sure. This game is done, but there are 10 in-game minutes left, and as we always say, it's not over till it's over. There is Manoj showing some fight, getting the ball back, pressing him down. I think he had a great chance before this, but could not make that final pass, which he can maybe do now because he has a player at the edge of the box, and now Pele is the player that he prefers to have the ball in those areas because he can maybe try and shoot. But Imad very overpowered with his defense as well, and now with his attack, from defense to attack in hardly 3 seconds, and that's going to be a beautiful release to Vinicius Junior, who has Neymar up with him, but he chooses to be cheeky once again and ends up getting a corner. I think he'll be happy to settle for the corner because he has some great corner routines as well, and I'll not be surprised, Neil, if he passes this on to the far post and goes for a finesse.
Well, absolutely. We saw Sagnik score once and almost scored a second time with that routine. It's a very broken routine. Some might even say it's a glitchy routine. But again, third goal, fourth goal, no matter how he gets it, I think we can all agree that at this point, this man deserves to win. And, the disparity has been such that two goals just does not do justice to the performance that he's put on for us tonight.
Well, very true. I think two goals do look very less when it comes to his performance, but that can be three, and that will not to be three just now because the ball hits. I mean, not just hits, it rattles the frame of the goal. The crossbar was shaken by that Mbappe shot. It still stays at 2-0. Manoj still has a chance, and if he can score a goal now, it's going to be very interesting in the last few minutes. But Imad already has other ideas. I think he wants to score that next goal, does a beautiful dummy, but then the ball does not favor Vinicius Jr. and runs away with him for a corner for Manoj. And I think that's going to be game over for sure. Even if Manoj scores a goal now, Imad is not going to concede two, but there's going to be one last chance. Is he going to try his trademark finesse, or are we going to see something different out here from Imad? But that's well defended by Manoj. I'm hoping, I mean, he must be hoping he got that defense a little earlier in this game. But credits to Imad, isn't it, Neil? What a show he's put up for us.
Absolutely, Salman. Like you said, we did miss out on his traditional finesse. Maybe he wasn't in the mood for it today. But you know what? I'm very happy with what we did get to see. I'm very happy that Imad has gone through to the next round. And now it's going to be, I think all the favorites have progressed. So you hate to see, as much as we love an underdog story, we hate to see one of the favorites get knocked out. We already saw Genesis lose in the first round. We did see Dharvesh lose to Soumak today, which I thought was a very even game. But Imad, like like Sagnik, like Arjun, and like Soumak, has made it to the next round, and it's all to play for. Esportz Turns One, the wildcard FIFA 22 tournament, where two winners get to go to the grand finals in Bombay to face off against Charanjot and Saransh, has been has really delivered on all that it promised to deliver so far.
Incredibly, I mean, that is right. We've had some incredible games, and the last one of the day, we'll just wrap it up. Imad Jameel winning this game against Manoj by 2 goals to nil. Well deserved victory. Two amazing goals by his players to wrap up the win for him. And taking nothing away from Manoj, he had a great game in the phase one. But Imad, just too good for him on the day. We've had 4 games today, and we've had 4 winners who've gone ahead and progressed. Imad, Sagnik, Arjun, and there was one more. I mean, there was Soumak, of course, who started the game and made it absolutely interesting. And you can look at the semi-finals bracket in the upper section there. Soumak versus Arjun, Sagnik versus Imad. What a mouth-watering clash that is. I mean, that is a game which is worthy of a final. Tomorrow, of course, Neil, we have Aditya Chadda versus Yash Thakkar, Aman Varsi versus Nihal Thomas, Lokmanu versus Arshdeep, Pinkare versus Rajan. 4 exciting matches, 4 incredible matches, 4 absolutely entertaining matches. Before we end this stream today, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, Selvan, just looking at the quality on display in this tournament, I'm really excited. Some might even say the best is yet to come because tomorrow, the two big dogs, Lokmani Chaturvedi and Aditya Chadda, enter the tournament. And already they'll be joined by Somak, they'll be joined by Arjun, Sagnik, Jameel. We have 4 semi-finalists ready. So we have 4 quarterfinalists ready. And now, tomorrow, we will have the remaining 4 quarterfinalists join them. It's all to play for. Aman Warsi is in there, Nihal Thomas is in there, Arshdeep, of course, our boy Arshdeep is in there, and it's going to be very exciting, guys. If you think you've seen the best of this tournament, you're very, very mistaken because tomorrow is when the action really kicks off. It really gets into serious mode, and we will see the best players in the Indian subcontinent just battle it out to make it to the grand final in Mumbai in December. 7. Closing thoughts.
Well, Neil, I mean, thank you so much for talking about the players tomorrow. I think we've had a great day today. We saw some great goals. We saw some upsets. We saw some amazing, entertaining FIFA all over. And I think that's something that we would have asked for as a caster, as a fan, as a viewer. And I'm really glad, as you said, we promised and we delivered. And that's what has happened today in the day one of phase two of the Esportz Turns One online wildcard qualifier for the Esports Premier Series. I think it's time for us to call it today. Neil, it's been a pleasure casting these last 3 games with you. It was amazing fun. The games lived up to the hype, and I'm sure it's going to be the same tomorrow as well. I'm sure you'll be as excited as I am. Any last words before we end the stream?
Well, Selvin, again, it has been a pleasure and a privilege to commentate with you on this esports tournament. It's always a good time, and huge credit to the players because it's the players who put on the show. It's the players who really put in the hours and hours and hours of hard work to come here to this stage. respect to everyone who got knocked out today. Maybe not that much respect to Dhairya because I didn't like a celebration. But jokes aside, I think everyone really played their hearts off. And to the people who are making it to the next round, all the best. I will see you tomorrow. Selvin, it's been a pleasure commentating with you again, the Tattooed Indian. My name is Super Keel, and we'll see you soon. Good night.
Absolutely, and we will see you soon.
Cracky.
When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Clear sky. Without you, I remember myself, my name. Forgot about all you tried to change. Familiar was the sound of your voice as I continue to walk on by. It has been a year and now I'm living on the line. It has been a year and now I'm thinking what's mine, that I'm better off right here without you. That I'm better off right here without you. That I'm better off right here without you. I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through eyes covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's
it's alright.